Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa! Okay, I like it. Got some Laker
like, the energy?
Just a Laker fandom in the building, you know. Salute for some to go, for some. Maybe a throwback soon. We will see. Ooh, we don't know.
Throwback what?
About what? Yeah, what are you talking about?
No. Brown may be on the move. We'll see.
Oh, stop, bro.
He was out in Cleveland, looking mighty comfortable. Court side.
Stop that.
Dan Gilbert doing some recruiting. But this is Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. As always, we have the legend Gilbert Arenas here with us. Well, okay.
Hi, Gil.
Hello.
We got Rashad McCants back in the building, representing the purple and gold. Just LeBron? Okay, just like LeBron Raymond James Sr. And we got the GOAT, four-time WNBA champion, Cheryl Swoop. Big night for the WNBA. Oh, we turning up? Cheersing?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Opening night.
All right.
Let's go.
Salute.
Salute. I don't know.
Y'all know what's in my cup. I don't know what's in their cup.
Water.
I thought it was Kool-Aid.
Just cranberry juice.
Okay.
Just cranberry.
Heard up. It's going to be a productive day in the arena. So here's what's cracking in the arena today. The Celtics barely beat the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell, but do they look like a championship team right now? As Cheryl mentioned, the WNBA season tips off tonight.
Let's go.
Will the Aces three-peat, and can Caitlin Clark live up to the hype in her rookie season? Okay, a lot of 22s. It's a lot of 22s around.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You know.
Good number.
Listen,
22 representing here on Gil's Arena.
you already know.
Finally.
We got to make the number bigger, but it's a work in progress.
Dusted, I got you.
And the Mavs tricked off an opportunity to take a 3-1 lead over the Thunder in Game 4. But did they trick off their season? It remains to be seen. But before we get into all that, as always, this show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Help us help you. Download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use promo code GIL, and you can receive up to a $250 bonus cash and a special pick. And we got the most popular picks of the night on the screen below. So ride with them or fade them. But have fun tonight watching the games and playing pick 'em with your friends at Underdog Fantasy. So those picks are Tyrese Halliburton higher 20.5 points. Obi Toppin higher 9.5 points. That feels like a good one. Anthony Edwards higher 29.5 points. And Jaylen Brunson lower 33.5. Y'all still? He back in the Garden. He might need that footiotomy though.
I'm just be honest.
That what?
I don't like none of
That
those.
footiotomy.
I ain't like none of those. I'm not.
I ain't went so long, I don't even know
They're
what to do.
at Denver?
Yeah, they had Denver. Yeah, I don't like none of those.
The
I don't think I
altitude?
like that one either.
Them lungs burning. As always, we do MostlyFans at the end of every show, and sometimes during the show as well. If you drop a good question in the chat and you are a member of the Underdog Fantasy family and we use that question on the show, you get a $50 bonus to your account.
Music comes on.
If you send us a video, mostlyfansgil@gmail.com, and you are an Underdog Fantasy member and we use that question, show us a $100 bonus to your account. And we are live on YouTube Monday through Thursday. But if for some reason you can't watch the show live, we got audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. So we're gonna start it a little bit different today with one of my favorite actors and singers. Tyrese was performing in Georgia recently, but had to leave the show early to avoid being served with lawsuit papers. So the star of the hood classic Baby Boy was fittingly in the middle performing How You Gonna Act Like That when a security guard informed him that a process server was in the building. Tyrese walked off the stage, made his way to the nearest exit, ending his set with 3 songs remaining. So he's facing a $10 million defamation and libel lawsuit from director Brian Barber, who accuses Tyrese of attacking his character and reputation in an interview Tyrese did on The Breakfast Club last year. So what'd you think about?
I don't know. What did he say?
Huh?
What did he say? We don't know what he said.
Something about,
Is it the Fast and the Furious dude?
you know, there was some things going down about an interview he did and holding footage. I wasn't really sure, but Brian Barber appears to be
10 minutes.
feeling some type of way. 10 mil.
What more?
I gotta see what he said. You know, I'm defamation king. So I gotta see what he actually said. You know? I gotta see if it's worth it. You know.
But do you respect the move, ending the show early?
Hell yeah. Shit.
Get out.
Hell yeah. See you next time, sir.
What more do
What are you
you
gonna do?
want
Just keep
from
running?
Huh?
Like he's
Yeah.
just gonna keep running?
It don't count until you serve me.
I know.
It does-
I know.
They gotta fire me
I
first.
know how that works.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that, but I know how it works. Ooh.
Cause you have some experience ducking process server.
What?
What's the key to ducking getting served by paper?
You gotta be on the swivel. Right? You can't trust nobody. Right? I had mine happened in it almost happened in Golden State. I was ducking responsibilities for child. You know, I was waiting for the blood test back first. Right? So I was in Golden State. I heard the person was out there. I had to swoop it out the back door, play the game, and then obviously we got Sacramento, so that server went straight to Sacramento. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got front row tickets.
Wow.
Courtside. Right here.
Look at it, too.
And they already done warned, like, yeah, what he did last time, we're gonna get him at the free throw line or out of bounds. I was not having it, so I missed the whole game.
Are you serious?
Give him a little warm up. Everybody looked suspicious. Like, yeah, you know what? Went back to the locker room. G14 classified right to Houston.
Oh, you got up out of there.
What? Got out the bill, got out the state.
You just
Out
said
of
I
there.
ain't playing tonight.
No,
That's
no. The NBA, because the NBA got involved. It was like, we're not going to have an NBA player get served on the court, too. So the Sacramento security, the best security ever. It was best security. They should get a raise.
Should get a raise.
They should get a raise for that.
Yeah, like there's got to be something to. There should be like law or rule where there's just certain places you can't serve somebody. Tyrese in the middle of a concert, he shouldn't get served.
Man,
Playing the
ain't no-
classics.
10 million, there ain't no rule. When I'm trying to get your funeral, the funeral, I don't care where you at.
Gil, somebody in the chat called you Agent Zero Condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Got to protect yourself. Got to protect
Not the
yourself.
straps you like messing with.
I'd rather just die.
Agent Zero.
I mean, it's a little bit more expensive.
Some conversations I just can't be a part of.
So,
Agent No Pull.
producer want to know what's the best time to serve someone?
Agent No Pull Out. That's what your name is. Agent No Pull Out.
Best time to serve someone during a game for comedic effect. Like,
I got no. What's funny is I got caught one year. I did get served one year on TNT. It was TNT or ESPN, one of the two. Walking into the hallway at halftime. You know, you're shaking the fan's hand. Hey, Gil, let me get an autograph. Boom.
Wow.
As soon as I got to my chair.
Wow.
As soon as I got to my chair, I had a bunch of text. Did you just get served papers on live TV? I was like, you seen that?
That's so messed up.
They tried. They
Yeah,
tried
you get 'em
me.
at-
They
they try
tried.
to get you?
They tried.
Some recitals.
But I ain't had no hands at the time. Said nope.
That's messed
I
up.
walked right away.
Well, Rashad, we have a special surprise for you.
Y'all want to see?
They got in the gate.
You want to see
Dead
Kung
body?
Fu Kitty? You want to see Kung Fu kick some ass in here? They don't say you can't kick their ass. You pick that piece of
No,
paper
you
off the
can't. That'd
ground.
be that and a lawsuit.
wow.
Hey.
Then you got to go to court and get
gotta-
hit with two.
You got to find me again. You got to find me.
So how does, do you have to touch the, do you have to,
gotta
I mean,
You have
take
to
it.
acknowledge it.
You got to
okay.
take it.
So, but if you just look the other way.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
you,
what it
I don't
was.
know them. I don't know him. Who you looking for? Who is he? No, he don't say
no,
him.
It's usually long as it touches, so they can try to throw it on you. Right? It's.
So you get the ass
acknowledge
kicked.
it.
You get the ass kicked.
Yeah.
Because they get to start reaching and shit. Bop, 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 bop.
So, question for the couch. Have any of you ever had to leave an event early to avoid some drama?
I already answered mine.
Okay. Shai, you ever had to dip from something? You seen something ominous coming, had to get up out of there?
Shit, anytime you go to the club with some niggas. You can get up out of there early. I be outside
look
of there.
around. Ooh, I can feel it in the
air. I do not stay long. I see what's going on in here.
No metal detector?
Time
Yeah.
to go.
Time to get up
to
out
go.
of there. Sure, how about yourself?
I don't think so.
You're a classy woman, so.
No, well, yeah, I am, but not early, but maybe like soon as like the game or something was over. just not going back out and
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to dip out.
Yeah.
Like Gil always says, you got to leave early.
Just because some people are ignorant, and you just want to try and avoid
Some people.
situations. Yeah.
You never want to be the last person in the club or at the event. That's where.
Well, you can.
You don't,
Certain
you don't want to
events.
shut it down.
At certain events, you can stay all night to the morning. The cops don't even bother you. You go to certain events, but in others, we don't even get halfway through the motherfucker. Like, goddamn, who's in here? Who's in here?
I can't believe you got served during a game
During halftime.
and you didn't play.
I had to dodge one
Wow.
in my early years. Right? I mean, that strip, I ain't gonna lie, the strip club felt better that day though. I left Sacramento, went to Houston, went straight to the strip club. That felt good, relaxed. Like, whoo, I won something. Woo,
I got off.
woo. Right? Because it's LA child support too, and I didn't live in LA, and that's just a whole nother problem. This is a whole nother problem for child support here, right? Come and get me in Texas? Sure. Memphis, if there's a team in Memphis, come at me. Right?
Why did you go to
I put a
Houston?
sign up in Memphis.
But why did you go to Houston? Did y'all have a game
that was the
there?
next game. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to dodge to LA because it's only twice a year, right? I already
Which
missed.
strip club was it?
I don't even remember.
Onyx?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
And then-
KOD.
Kind of like the one.
They actually ended up catching me that year, but I had to accept it. It was in funky ass Detroit. That's why I hate Detroit. I'm not even gonna lie. That's why I hate it, because why couldn't they do the same thing Sacramento did?
Because they saw the future, Gil. They know that.
Right, I'm sitting on the,
Down the road,
sitting
you
on the
go
bus
knock
like, I
your
don't need to
city.
play this game.
Don't it cost them every time they try to serve
That's why they was mad.
Because it costs them every time they try to get you, it costs them.
Okay.
So you got to pay for that.
You guys are. Yeah.
That's why you got to be on the sweep. Like, I know you run out of money, bitch. I know you run out of money. Let me keep going.
Yeah, I'll show you. Look, as soon as that last game, I'm celebrating. Yeah, Donovan, baby, daddy got to catch me this supper.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as we pulled up to the parking lot, hey, servers out here waiting for you.
So we asked the chat, do you respect the move from Tyrese? 82% said yes. Okay, we got some savvy thinkers in the chat.
10 million? Shit.
Yeah, I gotta see that. I want to see that lawsuit. I want to see.
I respect it too.
Yeah.
Fans probably don't.
How you going to act like that? And drop the mic. God damn.
Sorry, y'all. They acting like that.
Damn. There you go. God damn, how you going to act like that? Nigga, in the middle of my song.
Y'all gonna have to finish this.
So NBA is asking Rudy Gobert that same question. They fined him $75,000 for making an inappropriate and unprofessional gesture that questions the integrity of the league and its game officials. Gobert was spotted giving the money gesture after he was called for a loose ball foul with a little over 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We have the video. You decide for yourselves. $75K though for this? Ooh, he was maybe.
Oh my God.
His fingertips were ashy. Who knows? Like,
You know what's
weak.
crazy, though?
That's weak.
It's crazy is because it was a foul, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a foul, but it was leading up to, it was 2 plays before that, back to back,
Yeah.
that he was kind of pissed at. And that was the last, that was the one, like,
Yeah, but that's weird.
And it's who it is.
Yeah.
He looked. That's the.
Scott,
that's
it was
the better.
Scott.
He looked right at it like, oh, this
Scott, this motherfucker, he couldn't wait to do that shit. Like,
Rashad, you point out the Wolves were down 12 points at the time, and as a reminder, Gobert was fined $100,000 for doing the same gesture earlier this season in a game that Scott Foster also officiated. The extender for some, and not for others. But is that $75K an appropriate fine for Gobert's money gesture, considering?
No.
Let me just give you all the details. Got fined $100K earlier in the season, in the regular season, for doing the same thing. But Jamal Murray, game 2, threw the heat pack, threw the towel, but was also spotted doing the money gesture, did not get fined.
So he did
For that.
He did the heat, towel, and money gesture, and it only cost him $100.
Yeah.
For 25 extra thousand, I'd rather just throw the heat pack at the ref. At this point, I mean, Rudy, you might as well just have thrown the heat pack at that motherfucker just for extra 25.
Go over there and be like, hand me this hit back. Hand me this hit back.
Motherfucker.
I know how much this gonna cost. Hand me this motherfucker real quick. Shit.
Yeah, it's like, let me get my money worth.
It's a little extra 25, little gesture or the throwing, I'm going to throw.
100
That's
is a lot,
terrible.
though. 100 is a lot for it.
Yeah, but
Especially since the season's over with.
the inconsistency, though. Like,
$175K for 2 money gestures?
Jamal Murray did a lot.
He did a lot that game. That's what I'm saying. He did a lot that game.
He did.
I'm saying the first one. The first 100K was way.
Yeah,
it was excessive. I think because they brought in the whole sports betting and all that stuff that it looks the way it looks. You guys brought this on yourself for it to look this way. So Rudy just pointed out, hey, this look kind of fishy, man. Somebody getting paid. That's a 10K fine, 20 at max.
The fact that it's, when is the league gonna address the real elephant in the room? No matter who you find, how you find them, if you're protecting the same entity over and over and over again, maybe it's just easier to neutralize the problem. Because this problem is a problem for everyone, right? The offensive foul, the push-off, he was fine with it until he's seen who it actually was.
Yep.
Once he's seen who it was, then he did it, which means every player is thinking the same thing. You're gonna keep finding every single player for doing the same gesture to the man. It's the same man, right? Chris Paul, no matter what he do, we think he's getting paid. It don't matter what you do, how you disguise it. Soon as you find somebody for gesturing it on him to protect him, we think you're hiding something. It's over.
Yep.
Send his ass upstairs.
That's a good point.
Send him upstairs.
That's a really good point.
It's like giving a poll to the players and asking them, do you prefer Scott Fawcett to be a referee or not?
I feel like
What that poll would look like at the end of the...
see who says yes and see who says
Right.
no.
I mean,
at
it's
this
easy.
point, no one's gonna say yeah. It'll be damn near 95. He's gonna have to vote for himself. And that lets you know the integrity of the game is gonna always be in question if you keep trying to protect him.
But not even him, the refs, period. You're protecting them over the players. So to prioritize the ref that doesn't play, doesn't bring in no tickets, doesn't do anything for the game except for police. It's just like how the government protects the police when they're doing bullshit. Like, all right, at some point, the civilians are saying something that's a problem. We're seeing it. They're doing it to them. What are we gonna do? The fans are complaining too. The fans ain't really wrong about what they want to see. I want to see a good game, not bad officiating.
Yeah.
When the first time he did he get a tech?
Yep.
So he didn't get a tech this time because they didn't see it.
Yeah, they did because he did. Yeah, he covered it up. So this was the NBA doing it.
So the
That was
problem.
NBA.
Problem is this. So now you're gonna find. Are you gonna find everything you see? If the referees don't catch it,
Right.
is if you go back and review film and you see it, now you're gonna find the person.
They have to.
Then
Well, they got to be consistent.
they got to be
'Cause
consistent.
That shit happens
Because
all the time.
In game 2, someone
All the
did it.
time.
Are you gonna go back and find him for it? Are you gonna go back and find people
Right.
for cussing into whatever you can find? You can find the whole league then.
If you played the clip, there was somebody on the bench that did it too. After they showed Rudy do it, and went to the bench, you can see the people on Minnesota bench doing it. Like, yep. It's like
Like if the ref don't see it, you can't catch it for them.
So we asked the chat, is $75,000 a proper fine for Gobert? 77% said no. Shout out to the chat. You guys are 2 for 2 today.
And shit, that's good because they.
Chat is on it.
I mean,
Chat
the
is
chat,
on it.
they wanna, there's a lot of money out there. It's, and that's ooh. Oh, that comes out of next year's money.
What does?
The fines.
So that 75,000 he just got fined? Did you say it was 75?
Yeah, he can write a check right now.
Or they'll take it out.
Or they'll take it out. Unless the team want to pay for it, but they'll take it out.
Give it to them in
Next
francs.
Because they can't take it out of this. They can't take off the playoff
gotta
check
exchange.
because they don't know how much of it is his.
Oof. But,
Trash.
So, Shai, I see you rocking the LeBron jersey. That's interesting because Celtics and Cavs met in Cleveland for Game 4 Monday night. But before we talk about the action on the court, we got to talk about some action courtside that has some people out there saying, LeBron pulled up the game with his wife and Rich Paul as guests of owner Dan Gilbert and sat courtside and was given a standing ovation from the Cavs crowd. See that gentleman behind him, extremely turned up moment of his life. According to Brian Windhorst, LeBron and Savannah were back in the Cleveland area to celebrate Mother's Day, and Rich Paul told the Lakers in advance LeBron would be attending the game. So LeBron is expected to opt out of the final year of his deal and is reportedly looking for a 2 to 3 year extension with the purple and gold. Windhorst did point out LeBron pulled up to a Cavs game 10 years ago when he was with the Heat on an off night for Zydrunas Ilgauskas' jersey retirement, and Pat Riley wasn't feeling it. LeBron went on to come back to the Cavs a few months later. And not that it matters, but the Cavs do have the 20th pick in the draft this year. But what do you guys think about LeBron going back to his stomping grounds and pulling up to a Cavs playoff game?
Going back home?
Yeah, I mean,
He's from Akron, Gil.
It's shit, he owns all that.
It's like, hey,
That whole state is probably his at this point.
I mean, he a grown-ass man. Like, he can't go, but I'm just saying.
he can do whatever he wants. I just
like the hat Savannah was wearing. I don't really care about all the rest.
she was locked in.
That was a hat or
I thought it was a hat. Can I see again?
yeah,
Or what?
was it a jacket?
She had a jacket
with
on, but I didn't.
jacket.
I thought it was a hat. I just,
Oh, look at that. Oh, I remember that championship.
Oh, yeah, that's fly.
yeah.
Sweater with the
Standing on him. LeBron had some coffee and some wine, turning up.
Thought it was a cat. A cat on her
That
head.
fan right there is like, y'all see me.
But
It's a hat.
Okay, I like it.
any reason for concern? That's why I asked you earlier.
Concern?
That may be a throwback.
Come on,
In a
man.
few months.
I mean, listen. We know they don't want to talk about the elephant in the room, but y'all know I do.
Go ahead,
Well,
Rashad.
what's the elephant?
They didn't sell the beards at the store, so I couldn't get the beard. So I was gonna wear the beard, act like full LeBron. You know, when I don't get my way and I want some attention, I'm gonna go to where the camera's at,
Oh.
right? I'm gonna go to where the camera's at. Cleveland's playing. Let's go to the Cleveland game.
It was Mother's Day. We back. We back home.
Yeah. Now, this is a clear sign to LA. You don't give me what I want, you know where the hell I'm gonna go.
You think he's applying a little bit of pressure?
Hey, if you don't give me what I want, you know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back home.
And what does he want?
I'm gonna play my son.
He gonna go back
sure.
home
No,
to.
for sure.
He gonna go back to home in Ohio.
I want to play my son.
Have fun.
Play my son.
Yeah, we had that.
You gonna have to.
That is definitely.
You gonna have to threaten me with going to the Clippers.
Better give me JJ. I need JJ and my brownie.
I need
Don't give me
JJ,
that.
3
They got
years.
the 20th pick.
Wow.
I don't trust JB. Farther I could throw him.
Oh, damn.
That would make sense if it was switched around and Cleveland had the 17th pick and Lakers had the 20th.
Lakers got 17?
Yeah, Lakers got 17th.
They gonna get Brownie.
So like, if he decided to leave, if I'm the Lakers, I'm gonna sign Bronny any goddamn way. Now
Right.
what you gonna do?
Right.
Bring your goofy ass back here.
Right.
But he can wait. I'm saying Brian can wait. In theory.
Yeah.
But that's
Draft
obvious.
starts before free agency. Just
You know what? We know how this is gonna pan out.
Well,
You're gonna
that's right,
commit to the 17th pick, and I'm gonna sign this 2-year deal, and we're gonna make this shit go. If you do not,
it's gonna be a situation.
give me what I want, I will go back home and I'll end my career there.
Yeah, that's not. I'm just be honest. That's not a threat from. That's not a threat.
Jeannie saying
It's
do
not
it.
a
Not
threat.
it's Cleveland.
It's Cleveland, bro.
It's a definite threat, because what you got after me? If I don't come back, what you got? What you left with?
Anthony Davis.
left with purple and gold still.
Still the Lakers.
Still Lakers.
You looking at that rebuilding year the Lakers looked at, and we lost a lot of fans that year. I think it was 3 years straight we lost a lot of fans. After Kobe went down, he was out of there, retired. The 3 years span, we lost a lot of Laker fans, including myself.
And we don't lose Laker fans. They just don't come to the game. But they watch it on TV.
Money. That's money.
So speaking about the Lakers are narrowing down their head coaching options to replace Darvin Ham. So according to Shams and Jovan Buha, the initial targets are J.J. Redick, former Hornets and current Pelicans associate head coach James Borrego, and 15-year NBA vet and current Celtics assistant Sam Cassell. Other potential candidates include Nuggets assistant coach David Adelman, Wolves assistant Micah Nori,
So those are the three front runners right there?
Just initial head coaching targets.
Sam and JJ, basically.
And Borrego.
Whoever that is. Who is that?
He's coached the Hornets. He's been a head coach in the league. I'm just.
Yeah.
What?
He coached like a head coach?
Yeah, he was a head coach in the National Basketball Association.
Oh, man.
The thing is, like,
Lakers? We got to bring in
where is Sam Cassell going to be given that shot?
He needs one.
Does he want the shot?
I think he
He
does.
wanted Houston. He wanted the
Like,
Houston.
it's like,
Yeah, I think he does.
if you're Sam,
Well, I don't know
you
if
don't
he
want
wants
this
the Lakers.
one. You don't
I don't
want
know if
this
he wants the Lakers shot, right?
I think he wanted the Houston job, and they gave it to
Yeah.
Ime.
Yeah.
But that was where he was shooting for that.
Yeah, I was shooting
would've
for a
been
young
great.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cassell,
Would have been great.
three-time NBA champion as a player, 15 years of assistant coaching experience in the league. So he's on that Celtics staff.
And JJ Redick?
And another wrinkle I didn't tell you, Coach K has reportedly become an unofficial resource for the Lakers during the hiring process, helping the
Say it again.
team
Who?
find their next head coach.
Who do you say?
Coach K.
Coach who?
Coach K.
Coach K.
Okay.
With the
Yeah,
big
man.
KKK. KKK.
Oh.
Like K dot. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up.
Which would seem to indicate, obviously, given his relationship with JJ Redick, that he may or may not be saying some good things.
I got it. It's on you, man. This is you. This is
Just saying.
This is your moment, Rashad.
I'm just saying, man. It all makes
When he retired, I threw him out. He gone out of the system. He's done with basketball. Now he's back. Mm-hmm. Don't taint the purple and gold.
We saw him in Vegas last year. He didn't pull up to the show.
No, he didn't say hello.
He had no nod.
He should not. He should not.
Oh, you still got beat.
It's a little beef. It's just a little. It's more, the 50 Cent Ja Rule. It's,
Damn.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I need you, Doc, and Coach K in the cage match.
I'm not really mad at Doc. I just like to troll Doc. Coach K, different thing.
For sure. For sure.
Well, squirrel.
Because I called him. I called him and said I'm willing to put my ego aside,
What'd
play
he
some
say?
defense.
What'd he say?
Oh, good job, blah, blah, blah,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what he said. As soon as he got out, I don't give a fuck.
That black mother.
Right.
Nigga. I don't give a fuck about no Gilbert.
N-word, why are you calling me?
Basically.
No doubt.
So we asked the chat who will be the Lakers' next
I even
head
use
coach.
my white voice. Hey, how you doing, Coach K?
That's the inside voice. Use my inside voice.
Who is this? Oh, this is Gilbert Arenas. Washington Wizards guard.
You start pronunciating words differently.
gosh, okay.
No. Yes, sir. No. I will be on time.
On time.
On time.
So we asked the chat who will be the Lakers' head coach. 61% say JJ Redick. 32% say Sam Cassell. Shout out. Like Sam, I Cassell. Yeah, what's on your mind?
I lied.
It's like the pristine, right? The Lakers is like pristine.
Who you supposed to get then? Huh? Who out there you gonna get this pristine? Magic?
No.
You gonna go get Phil again? Bring Phil back?
Somebody.
Nobody else?
I got like I know everyone needs a shot, but like
Mark Jackson?
Mark,
I think Mark would be perfect for it.
Avery Johnson, wasn't he a good coach?
A little small.
What's that got to do with him coaching?
He's a little
A
small.
little small.
Avery Johnson, always positive. How's your family? Good.
A little too happy.
A little too happy.
You need to be mad a little bit.
He said a little small.
Like I never like
Jovi?
why is the Laker job like the starter kit for everybody's career? That's not. This is supposed to be where we get the Mayweathers today.
Yep.
We don't want Mayweather going 0-0 and 1-0. Like that. Let us get the great one.
It started after Phil left, and then they got Mike Brown was next.
Well, he was a head coach, but Mike Brown, yeah.
Mike did the 2 years in Cleveland? Before that?
I will give you the list again.
Like 1.5, 2 years maybe?
Because LeBron had
So after Phil was Mike Brown for 1 season.
1 season.
Or 1.5 seasons. Then Bernie Bickerstaff, Mike D'Antoni that next year. D'Antoni lasted a year beyond that. Byron Scott for 2 years. Luke
Bernie
Walton for
hadn't
3.
really had a job head coaching in a while prior to that. And then who else was after that?
So Byron Scott for 2 seasons.
Byron was probably the most ethical choice for the Lakers. But
through Kobe's last season.
That fucked up Kobe. He didn't like that running
Luke Walton for
shit.
3 seasons, including LeBron's first season.
That was
Dirty Frank, as you like to say.
So Luke Walton was the longest tenure of a coach. The last 5 coaches.
Luke and Vogel.
How many did Luke do? 2?
3 seasons.
He did 3 seasons because of that shit in Golden State.
Yeah, Vogel. What did Vogel do?
Well,
Vogel
you
did
think
3
about
seasons
Luke,
as
they're
well.
going to give Luke the benefit of the doubt because he was a Laker,
Yeah.
right? You give him a chance.
Get that shit to Gasol or something.
Think that's prestige?
No. Give it to Lamar Odom. I mean, at this point.
James Worthy? Ain't James Worthy? Big game?
So outdated, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. I can see why.
Fish?
Currently coaching at Crespi Carmelite.
I wouldn't. How was he with the New York Knicks? It's so hard to judge because they go in and out so often. You don't really give someone a shot at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when's the last time that the Lakers made a splash with like a marquee level coach besides Phil?
Neither. None.
What about Shaq? What about Shaq? What about Shaq? Won't you let Shaq go in there and get him? Y'all ain't fucking with Shaq?
I don't really care.
You gonna fuck with Shaq? Throw it in the big fella, Shaq.
It's important. You in LA.
Shaq will sub in. Shaq will sub in.
I can't have.
I don't really care about who they hire as a coach because their problem is bigger than the coach.
What's the problem, Cheryl?
Whoever gets traded, whoever it is, you're gonna get fired as soon as LeBron James is gone. So whatever LeBron contract is, 2 years,
Exactly.
that's your contract. I'm sorry.
What's the problem, though, Cheryl?
So
What's the problem, though?
Wait, before she even
I don't know who the coach will be.
Who's your favorite team?
I don't have a favorite team.
Oh, then don't talk no Laker business.
You talking about Lakers? You
I don't
gotta
have
tell
a
us what the
favorite
problem
team.
is.
Players.
Ain't no problems here then.
What's the
Why
problem?
smacking your lips over there? You're not on the couch. Show me smacking your lips at me.
Golden State's her team?
Oh, yeah. It was. I know it is.
It is. Is it the Oakland one or the San Francisco one?
Either.
Okay.
The Steph Curry one.
Yeah, she's
Just
she's
that.
feeling the backlash of
Okay, who would make you happy?
What?
you feeling the backlash of just sitting here and not being able to watch
I know a
the
gentleman who's available.
team. You mad secretly. You are so upset. You can't turn on no
little
channel
bit.
and see your
A
team.
little bit. A little
You see
bit.
Draymond sitting there talking about the game and shit.
A little
What you
bit.
doing up
A
here?
little bit. I just.
So good, you already applied for the Wizards job earlier this season, did not get it. You were in
I'm
LA.
not wasting my 2 years to just be out there just getting cussed out by the media, everybody. I'm good.
Oh, we will replace you. We'll be at your
y'all
crib
already
still doing this show.
y'all already know I'm gonna be cussing back. They gonna find me. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, we will see how it all
Who's
plays
out?
out.
Is there anybody out there? There's none.
JJ Redick, that's it.
Well, there are some that got other coaches that got fired because a
But
lot
good
of it
ones.
is just recycling, and
Any
that's the
good-
problem.
like-
I agree with you.
Sam Mitchell? Toronto?
I ain't never think Sam was a pretty good coach.
That's the one from Toronto, right?
Yeah, the 81.
Good, you just throwing names out now, brother.
He is.
That's what they be doing.
You're right. You're right.
Do they not know what assistant coach is?
They do. They just don't care.
All right. He's the assistant. I mean, you know what I mean? I gotta look at you in practice.
I think Sam Cassell could be good.
I like Sam.
He's a legend, for those that remember. So let's move on to some playoff action. Cavs got some bad news before Game 4 with Donovan Mitchell sidelined with the calf strain, joining Jared Allen, who's yet to play a game in this series. But what should have been an easy win for the Celtics ended up going down to the wire. So Jason Tatum had another big game, dropping 33 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Tatum scored 23 of his 33 in the first half. Jaylen Brown continued to dominate the Cavs defense, finishing with 27 points and 8 rebounds, going 9 for 15 from the field. Darius Garland had his best game of the playoffs so far with 30.7 assists and 2 steals, snapping his 4-game streak with 15 points or less. So Celtics led by 5 at the half, and the Cavs took a brief lead in the third quarter. Celtics were up by as much as 15 in the fourth, but the Cavs battled back, cutting the deficit to 5 with a little over a minute remaining in the game. But, as they have done all season, as we watch some of these Jason Tatum highlights.
Ooh.
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 doing his thing, getting his buckets back together.
So it's like they have. Ooh.
Yeah, lefty, you see it.
What?
I clowned yesterday. He got me back. I tried to make a joke. He heard it.
Man, they can't get past people.
Yeah, but should have smacked him. So like I said, Cavs cut it to 5, but Jaylen Brown hit a big 3 with a little over a minute remaining in the game to put them up 8. And they went on to take a 3-1 lead in the series. The Celtics improved to 4-0 on the road this postseason, but this was their lowest margin of victory so far this playoffs. So, Shai, you were in Lakers stuff today, so I'm gonna just give it to the couch.
It's not Lakers stuff.
Raymond James
It is
Sr.
Lakers.
I apologize. Who's currently a member of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Thank you.
Do the Celtics look like a championship level team right now?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. They look like they looked when they didn't have Porzingis. They look like a team that could get to the finals that didn't really deserve to be there, but happened to get there because of injuries on the East and, lucking up a certain amount of times. The way that they're playing is frustrating. Because now it's like it proves Gil's point back when I was talking about how they move without the ball and they do certain things with their offense with Porzingis playing, which gave them a post presence where they could move without the ball and do other things. But now they're just stagnant on the outside. Everybody's taking a turn, and they're just trying to go one-on-one. And then what Gil just said about them not being able to get by guys. They're making 4 or 5 moves trying to get by one defender, which it makes it look even worse because now if they don't get that shot off, it's off to the races for a mediocre team in Cleveland. They don't have none of their pieces.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're cohesive whatsoever, and they're still in the game. They're still competing because that's what happens when you play hard. At least they do play hard. I'm glad Garland finally woke up after all those games, just playing like he don't deserve to be an all-star. But the Celtics just, in total, they're playing like prima donnas. Yeah, they're playing like they know they can win and they're supposed to win, but they're playing to the level of the competition, which you're never supposed to do when
7-2 this postseason, had a ton of big wins. As Gil, you mentioned, they beat Jimmy's Butlers in the first round. Injury-plagued Cavs squad in the second round. They got something coming from them out the West.
What do you want them to do? Win every game by 50?
Dominate.
Right? Yeah.
Well, against this squad, you should.
This is, whose NBA is this?
Adam Silver.
Okay. Right. Sometimes just getting that win is just getting that win. They're they're 3-1 right now. Garland, what's so funny is I knew he was going to play very well because Mitchell's not there, right? And, when Mitchell's there, that's what I was saying, a couple weeks ago, that he delegates and then he becomes traditional point guard when that role is gone, right? This is who you are. Both of you guys do the same thing. Just do it, right? You don't have to, the fact that you're stopping at 15 means you're consciously doing it, right? You're consciously, I'm going to stop here. This is enough. When I need you, you might need to go 110 sometimes. You can't keep going the speed limit.
Right.
You need to get to where you need to get to. So the fact that everyone gets to see what he is when Donovan's off the court, when Donovan comes, you take the same shots.
Yep.
There's enough for both of you. Everybody else who, they just don't get the ball anymore.
But did you see how they playing though? Niang and Strus are playing like they are go-to guys. Like confident, Okoro, like they all out there like, I'm gonna get my 10. And that's where I'm watching the game. I'm like, well, since when they start giving these type of guys like freedom to just come down and just shoot whenever? But then, like you're saying, when Garland is delegating to play, well, it's your turn. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna try to find my shot when I can. And that's just between him and Donovan Mitchell. Everybody else is just kind of like, JB's giving them the, y'all do what y'all do. When it should be, man, y'all get it when we give it to you.
Everyone has a green light now. Just say that. Everyone has a green light.
Do you agree with that, Gil?
What?
Everyone having a green light?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
What?
That's why
Never.
Everyone can just shoot shot. And you wonder why so many leads being blown because guys who don't supposed to shoot.
Yeah.
Bad
Shoot
shot.
shots.
Time and score.
And then at the end of the game, when the star player, the one who gets max and super max, is ready to take over, these guys think it's time for them to still keep going.
Yeah.
Like they never had the responsibility of putting the team on their shoulders, but because they've been given the green light to shoot whenever they want, they don't know the concept of time and score.
Austin Reeves.
Papa de Limon getting.
You know,
Just an example.
You're not gonna have Laker uniform on and be
Just an
throwing.
example.
You had to use another example. Use an example on your
LeBron
team.
James jersey, okay?
No,
Stop
use-
saying like
Who's LeBron rolling with?
whose team is it?
Use
The Limit
another.
Daddy.
Nah, you gonna have to use one of your teams, man. Somebody on Boston, dog. Don't, even though they
do
play.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Derek White. Derek
No,
White.
even though they no. Even though they play right, they play the right way. So you know what? Try another team,
I'm
then.
trying,
Don't
I'm
leave
trying. I was thinking, I'm like, that's the only motherfucker come to mind. The Limit Daddy, he just come down and do what he
That was
want.
funny.
He do what the fuck he want.
Nah, I'd be a lot of about that. I'd just be like, you just missed the last 5 shots, and it's the first. How many shots you think you're supposed to get?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to get 5 to 7 per game. That's it. And the only reason you got the 7 is because you hit 3 or 4. But these guys, I'm just
No, everybody should not have a
like.
green light.
But is this the better team? The better teams, they do understand pecking order. There's still a pecking, like that's what I said. Boston don't do that. Denver damn sure don't do that.
Hell no.
Right? You're not gonna have KCP ain't gonna just be chucking shots because he open.
Nope.
Right? He gonna be like, all right, nah, that ain't a good one.
Yep.
He gonna look at that first quarter. He gonna look at that time. Oh, okay, it's my turn. Okay.
They go like,
If he hit a few.
Jamal, like, can I shoot this
We
one?
go. You got to go back to like when we talk about playing the game of basketball and knowing what that means. What is playing the game of basketball? I think that a lot of these guys grew up watching the game of basketball, thinking that what they see is how the game goes, and they were never taught how to play the game. So when you are a big man and you're in the game and all you're doing is setting screens and slow rolling, you're thinking that this is all I have to do. Instead of flashing to the ball, setting a off screen in the corner, doing little things that's helping you affect the game. All I'm seeing is guys running around in freestyle basketball. We called it 3-game, where everybody just moves without the ball. But you only did that when the play broke down, or it was, out of bounds OB, where you just like get it in. You guys either run a pick and roll or a pin down. But now these guys don't know how to move without the ball. They don't know how to affect the game. They don't know how to flash cut. They don't know how to do any of those things where you look and say, all right, these guys know how to play. And there's only 2 or 3 teams that actually know how to do that, which is Denver. Because they run an offense where you pass it to Joker, y'all move without the ball.
What's funny is looking at so Conley, right, who drafted Joker and Murray and all that.
Tim Conley.
Tim, that was my rebounder when I was in Washington.
Crazy.
So he was my rebounder in Washington. Film breakdown, we used to watch film, look at certain things, right? And then Calvin Booth, my teammate, right, who's there now. They probably do something that we used to do back then that they probably don't even do anymore. If you want your team to move without the ball, there's called drills. Full court, 5-on-5 drills. Right? No dribbling.
No dribbles.
Yeah.
Right? We're playing 4 quarters, no dribbling. Full court pressure, you can't dribble. Right? Or it's a turnover.
Yeah.
Turnover. That's the best drill.
Now everybody got to move. Pass it, cut,
Yep.
flash,
Screening.
this,
Yep.
that,
Off balls.
back door. Like, the only thing they can do, you can bounce past it.
That's the dribble.
Other than that, you're playing 48 minutes, no dribbling whatsoever.
Yep.
And what does that show you?
Now it makes everybody move without the ball. It makes you like hustle.
Yep.
Right? Because you can't just pass and sit there. Now you got to, because now you got to get the ball up the court. So now it's a bunch of passing. Now you're playing technically football.
Right. It's energy too.
Yeah, it's energy. But that's what we used to do. So because we played in Princeton.
Yep.
So understanding the Princeton, everything backdoor, cutting, flashing, reacting.
Well, and very little dribbling.
Dribble, yes. So it's like maybe bring back some of those drills and you get these motherfuckers from.
They lazy.
Yeah.
It's lazy. Think about how lazy you can be
Yeah.
with that, right? If you're not really doing a one-on-one move where that's what you practicing with the cones and it's like, bro, move without the ball. Like
Well,
when you was doing that drill, when you could do a drill like that in practice, you knew you were playing with people who knew how to play the game.
Yeah, because what happens now when you look, certain players, they constantly have the ball in their hands and it's dribble, dribble, dribble. You're going to dribble for 20 seconds. Everybody else is just standing. Because it's like, well, he about to go do something with the ball. So I'm going to stand here. And then it's 5 seconds on the shot clock. And he's like, oh, here.
Here.
Take this
So
grenade.
then, right? So then you have some of those people who probably shouldn't be shooting. They're shooting because it's 5 seconds on the shot clock. And you just dribble the ball for 19, 20 seconds. Like, what am I supposed to do with it when I get it with 5 seconds left on the clock?
You know why it's acceptable though? Because this is what we do in the summer. Summer game translate to what you think is acceptable in real time. So you go out there and you go out there in training camp and same type of offense is being set up. You might have a couple sets. I'm not saying that they don't have no sets, but when we call it red. Red is around 6 or 7 seconds left on the clock. Red is move out the way, I got it. I was a
Red
player.
in here,
Red.
red.
That means don't pass. That means red meant don't pass.
It's like, you know, any other color but red.
That's dangerous on. I'll be damned if coach would yell out red and then you pass it. Oh, no.
Worse.
Come on,
Worse.
dog.
Worse.
But you know, I mean, I'm accepting because that's extra shot I get. But
For sure.
don't
It
hear
might go
red
in.
did pass, dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so these guys, they play this way the whole summer. They train their mind that this is how we're gonna play. I'm gonna get the ball, I'm gonna do my thing, and then I'm gonna pass if I don't got nothing. We've gotten away from traditional basketball. And when I say traditional, it don't mean old school. It mean the foundation of how we really learn how to play the game. It had nothing to do with just coming down and learning to move and being able to dominate your guy one-on-one. You know, even though we do a lot of comparisons of who's good one-on-one, who's better one-on-one, but if that one-on-one player can't translate to team basketball, bro, you're not a good player. You're a good scorer. You're a good one-on-one, but you're not a good player. You don't know how to play.
So let's talk a little. Jason Tatum had his second straight 30-point game. Granted, against a injured Cavs squad, we just got to point that out. But nonetheless, he's balling. Got a lot of media scrutiny previously in this postseason, but will this performance get critics off Tatum's back for a bit, or does it only up the expectations?
I mean, he's averaging, what, 24, 10.5, 5 assists. What is the argument here? And he's winning. Like, I don't, you know,
So now 27 and 11, 6 assists.
That's in the series.
In this series against the Cavs.
So overall, he's averaging 24, 10, and 5. Like, he's playing very well. Like, it's not his fault they're winning by 20. Like, I'm just sorry. Like, you want the guy to score 40, make it a close game. Other than that, he's the one, he ain't gonna hit this series, he's not gonna hit no game winners. Just, you know what I mean? The game's over. These games are over. Maybe we might get the all-NBA player in the second round, but he dominated the regular season. So for people to judge him like his team ain't winning and the game is basically over by the time the fourth quarter start is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the question is this. Do you think the way that Jason Tatum's playing right now that he fares a chance against any of those teams on the West in the way that they're playing defense?
And even the
minus
Celtics
the
one.
Dallas Mavericks, right? Let's just say. 'Cause they don't really play D like OKC and Denver and Minnesota. They don't play defense like that. But let's just say those 3 teams go up against Boston. Any 3 of those teams play defense against Boston, the way they're playing offense, Boston will get swept.
See,
Boston gets swept.
It's hard to tell because you don't know what someone has until you challenge them, right? They're going into the game knowing they're going to win by 20, right? It is.
What does that say about your mentality then? If you're not preparing for these type of guys, they watching the games on the West. Now, if you over there preparing on the East and you get through with your game, you're gonna go over here and see what the competition's like. You're like, they playing 90s basketball over there. They're fouling, they're pushing, they're doing a bunch of shit. I'm looking at the way they playing compared to what Tatum and them going through with Cleveland.
But I do think a lot of it is based off of, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, who you're playing, right? It's Cleveland. So Jason Tatum can play at 70% and be better than,
Right.
his competition. But I do think he knows he's got to take his game to a whole nother level when they get out of this round.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown has to do the same thing. But to your point, it shouldn't even be about who you're playing right now. It should be about where you're trying to go and what the competition is going to be like next. But, shut up already. Well, I'm saying they're winning. To your point, they're winning. What else do you want him to do?
Dominate.
But
Dominate. You want credit for being this guy that we want to give you credit for? Show it. Show it. Because you're going against who? Knicks or Indiana the next series?
Yeah.
Which are not just as bad as
that's what I'm saying.
So it's like, for you to walk through it, it's not like we want to be impressed, right? This is the playoffs. Regular season, we don't need to be impressed. Playoffs, where's the impressive Jason Tatum? Where's the impressive Jaylen Brown? Where are you? Because you don't got Porzingis, so ain't no excuse to say we're playing total basketball. Give us some impression that when you get to the place that you were last year, you're going to take it to the house.
What I'm saying is, what are we considering dominance, right? When we talk about dominance, a guy who hits 10 straight, right? His team, like what OKC did last night to the Mavs, right? They're down big the whole thing, then they come back, hit big shot. That's not going to happen with Jason Tatum right now, right? So what we're looking for is not there. The series is not bringing it out of him, right? If the Jimmy Butler was here, and then I got this guy he's willing his team, and I got to will my team, but we start the game off, the score is 21-11, 32-15, the game's over with. From there, putting the foot on someone's throat, they can't breathe anymore. It's over.
So
let me just sit on the bench. What time is it again? Hey, Deuce, how you doing? Yeah, we out here, right? Deuce is out there. You might as well put Deuce in the game at this point.
I'll give you an example. Joel Embiid mid-season before the injury, locked in, dominant. You could see it in his face. Like every game was, I'm out here to get 40. I'm out here to get 15 boards. I'm out here to make sure my matchup is completely dominated, right? Eyes look at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown like they could be dominant, but they're coasting. They're coasting.
Yeah.
When you could, think about Brunson's play. Brunson's play to get them where they are now has been dominant. But the last two games, Indiana showed up. TJ McConnell giving him some. Hey man, it ain't gonna be no walk in the park.
But
he's hurt.
But he has to be dominant.
He does. Jalen Brunson has to be dominant.
So think about it. If he's hurt and he's still bringing the mentality that I have to be dominant for my team, regardless of if the team is sorry or not, I got to have the mentality. So that's what I think everyone's concerned with Jason Tatum is your mentality. We don't see the urgency of.
But how do they know he doesn't have that mentality?
Because you could see it in his play.
No. Let's go last year's NBA Finals. Did they have any urgency playing against Miami that whole series? No.
We're talking about Nuggets?
Conference finals.
The finals. When Nuggets played Miami in the finals, they didn't look like they had any urgency in that series.
Talking about Miami?
Yeah.
Miami? Yeah.
No, because
Denver.
Denver didn't have
was dominant.
No. They were sitting there cruising.
Well, they didn't have a sense of urgency.
They didn't have no sense of urgency.
We know we're going to win
trash.
this. Yeah, we're going to be.
But Joker still was Joker. He still had to be dominant. Just like how we talk about Brunson had to be dominant. He has to be dominant for them to win, period. Everyone else can lollygag. They can, we got them, we're going to beat them. But Joker, if he doesn't show up, they lose. Same thing with Tatum. If Tatum don't show up, it's going to be cats and dogs screaming outside. What are we doing? It's like Jason got to show up to be dominant.
I agree he has to show up. Like, if Jason Tatum doesn't show up to play, they're not very good.
Yeah,
but to your point, how many points he have last night?
33, 11, and 5 assists. Would you
no Donovan Mitchell, no Jared Allen.
Ain't my problem.
right? You look at if you got a healthy
But that's
Cavs
a hell of a
team-
performance.
No, 100%. But if you got a healthy Cavs team, the performance changes.
Yeah.
His effort level has to change.
Well, I'm sure we
right?
feel differently about that 33-11-5.
Well, that
But either way,
that's a problem for the Cavs. That
it's 33-11.
The man is playing nonchalant basketball, scoring 33 on us.
For sure.
Right.
But that's the
Then what
testament-
happens if he's really trying?
But that's a testament how good he really is. He can walk through and get 33 and 12. It's like, damn, I mean.
The Celtics have played against who they've had to play against. Ain't their fault that Jimmy Butler was out. It's not their fault that Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen been out for the
As I
Cavs.
said, he's not going to have to get they don't have to get tested until the finals, and in their behalf, they're going to have the most energy and rest.
And playing against a Western Conference team that'll likely...
They're just going to beat themselves up the whole time.
So I'll give you a hypothetical then. Hypothetical. They're down 3-1. Let's just invert the series. 3-1. Do we accept his play?
27
From last night?
27.
Just the series. The way he's played this series.
27-11,
And they're down.
11-5.
And they're down 3-1.
But
Yeah.
Down.
27-11 is good.
27-11 and 5 assists.
You accepting that performance from him?
Yeah.
When those are mid-season, those are regular season numbers.
I'll take 27 and 10 any day.
So we've talked about regular season numbers, and then you get to the postseason, and those numbers are supposed to go up. So no, that's regular Jason Tatum. And those numbers don't go up, and you're down 3-1? About to get up out of here?
But I'll also say the opposite, too, that this Celtics squad's gotten a chance to get a lot of bench guys. Some
Yeah, I mean, they playing dudes we never even heard of.
You know what I mean? So, but just where, you know, teams like the Knicks are running super tight rotations, like, they're not facing adversity, but
They have luck. That's what I'm saying. They have luxury right now. That's what I said. When Embiid went out, when Giannis went out, it kind of put them in like
Exactly. That part. Easy. It's a cakewalk.
nobody here.
We'll take it. Yeah.
which is not their fault, but nonetheless, you know, you're looking at a championship level squad. They're gonna have to face some type of adversity, and hopefully, Eastern Conference Finals, maybe.
I get the conversation. The conversation is, you know, like Shell, it's bullshit to say that he's not doing enough based on who's in front of him. Like, they're walking through, they're winning games. We shouldn't give a fuck about his numbers or how he's playing. But for me as a hooper, I always have said that when I can see it, I'm gonna call it out. And I see that if they don't fucking tighten up, it's gonna be tough for them to think that they're gonna walk through and win a championship when they got other guys on that West Coast that's fighting tooth and nail.
So do you think he's just not trying?
I don't think it's a him thing more than it is. It's a them. It's like Gil was saying, the mentality of the team being able to walk through, and like I said, prima donna. When you just know you can do it.
Like
You don't got no challenge.
What's so funny? Even I seen Jaylen Brown. I seen him doing stuff that he didn't even do in the regular season. It just seems like, to be honest, which is a good thing too, they're using some of this stuff to work on plays, work on things that they haven't got to use. So they're using it in real time now. So you can see some out of bounds plays that they never used. Side out of bounds. You can just see them running stuff that they probably wouldn't run, but because of who they're playing, it's like, let me say, oh, Jaylen, you do the pick and roll and you come off, and let me see you take some behind the three pick and roll. Like, it seems like they're trying to mix it up.
Yeah.
So we might be looking at that happening.
Yep.
Right? All right, we're gonna do a little bit more posting up this series to see what we get out of it.
Facts.
So it's really hard to judge when they're playing against.
You see how OKC playing full court, 94 feet. Everybody, whoever brings the ball up, pick them up. Same with Minnesota. Pick them up, 94 feet, make them work. Whole game. You don't see that happening on the East Coast at all.
See, but that's the problem too. You're gonna have to do that this series, and then you got to do that next series. And when you get to Jason Tatum, then
You might be tired out.
you can be that.
Might be gassed
and
out.
that's usually what happens. It's like, you know, seed 1 and 3, they beat on each other so bad that the team on the other coast had a cakewalk,
Yep.
and then you're too tired to even fight for 7 games.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you talked about Jaylen Brown. Let's get into him a little bit. He's been the Celtics' leading scorer this postseason. He's averaging 27.7 rebounds, 2 assists this series.
27 what?
7 rebounds and 2 assists, but shooting 61% from the field, 44% from 3. So after game,
Averaging 27.
this series.
Oh,
against the
this
Cavs,
series.
Just
Oh.
against the Cavs,
Oh, okay.
24.4 Overall, Tatum's at 24.2, so a slight edge in the scoring, but shooting 61% from the field, 44% from three. After game 4, Brown had this to say about cooking the Cavs.
Me being aggressive, I don't think anybody over there could really guard me. I just get into the paint, take my time, and I feel like that's what I've been doing, not just in the playoffs, but all season long, So I just get to my spots and just do what I do.
So what has Jaylen Brown shown you in this series, and has he been the Celtics' best player so far this postseason?
Okay, the second question, no.
Okay.
He's averaging, 24.4, 4 or 5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, probably, right? Yeah, when the other one's averaging a double-double with 6 assists, no.
Okay.
The first question, he's showing us that he's sure you had to get the second one out of the way. The first question, he's realized that they can't guard me. The only person who's been guarding you this whole time is you settling. You sit in the corner, you waiting for the ball, right? You bailing little guards out by taking fadeaway jumpers, right? If I have to guard you, if I'm guarding you, you're gonna sit there and shoot a bunch of threes and pull up jumpers. Trust me, bro. Thank you. I can sleep at night. Versus you driving to the lane, giving me the bump, dunking on me, making layups, and coach over here looking at, do we need a double or He's realized that you're bigger, more athletic than the people that are gonna be guarding you. Stop settling. Stop making it easy for the defense. And by his comments, he realized they can't guard me. I can get to my spots and keep doing that. It's growth.
It's Struce and it's Niang. That's the nigga you said got a big booty.
Big mama.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, this nigga
What'd
real,
he
man.
say? What'd he say?
Ask him what he said.
What did you say?
You gotta see it. It's not
But
that.
what
It
did
just
you say?
it caught me
He
off guard.
said it. Just know he said it.
I was watching the game and
What happened?
one of the Cavs players ran
Which
across
player?
the screen.
Which player?
George Niang,
George Niang.
number 20.
And I thought
Iowa State?
I thought it was.
I don't know where he played.
She just had a baby mom body. It's just.
But what did you say?
He was double cheeked
Come
up.
on, Gil.
What did you say?
That's what I said. He was double cheeked up. He got an ass out there.
Wow.
He went to Iowa State.
Iowa State, yeah.
You got to see it, right? It just seems like it got a little worse.
Well, I don't
Can
know.
someone
Maybe you
put
like
it
it. Hey,
I don't
guys
know.
out there,
Yeah,
don't
I
gotta
wanna
see it. Do not tune in and look at it.
No, what I'm saying is, if you look at it, you're gonna be
Let me
like,
see.
oh, I can play right now.
Yeah, that's what Jaylen Brown is saying. Look who guarding you.
Ain't no damn, put it like this, ain't no damn way if that's the person guarding you, you do not take your ball. You pass the ball, get the fuck out of the game.
Every
Like,
time.
I don't mean to laugh at him, and he's surviving. He's out there, he can shoot the
I
shit out of the
gotta
ball.
see it.
But
He can shoot it at Iowa
the
State.
defense,
I remember.
like even when he tries to get like offensive rebounds or defensive rebounds,
It's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty.
I be sitting like, this is a damn shit.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
is that who's been guarding Jaylen?
Him and Max Strus and Garland.
Come on, y'all
Them are
got-
the only ones that's been guarded. He taking it like, it's like, it's fool's gold. to
He
me.
can't stay in front of nobody. Like literally,
Baby
he
mama
just
body.
literally he shouldn't
Doesn't
be
he
able to
call
stay
it
in front of
a
anybody.
baby mama body? Wow. Yeah,
All baby mama's bodies are not the same. Gil.
no.
He said baby mama mean that you just look like you just gave birth.
You're
You're coming off of the baby fat.
Y'all still haven't found a picture? You can just go to Google. It's easy. Or you just pull up a highlight, it'll be right there. Trust me.
Unnecessary.
Wow.
Unnecessary.
I just want them all.
But when they get it, when you see it, you're gonna be like, yeah. Hey, we probably working with about 28% body fat.
Damn,
And I just give or take.
that's a lot.
Do you know that to be true, or you just guesstimating?
Give him 16.
I said it looks like
16. 16
it
is
look-
a lot. 16
And you said 28.
He said 28. That's over obese.
I can't wait to see him fight you at Summer League.
What the fuck you fighting me? You don't need to fight me. You need to get in the
You got a long list.
no,
Eric Snow, there's a lot of dudes out there.
Eric, just because I said your name don't mean
He don't
am I
like
lying
that.
on you?
He don't like that. Well, let's talk a little
They
Donovan.
still ain't found that picture?
They working hard.
They're not looking for
Then you
it.
should have said that a long time
Hey, they
ago.
fucking up in the back.
There you go,
I
Pablo.
was over here sitting because she said I wanted to see it. I thought they were
Well,
actually looking for it.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay,
There
but
it
we
Okay.
can just Google ourselves.
So Donovan Mitchell's status for Game 5 is still uncertain, and after Game 4, Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said Mitchell is day to day. Through the first 3 games of the series, Spider was averaging 32.6 rebounds, 5 assists, while shooting 52% from the field, 54% from behind the arc.
He looked like that.
Rashad, what do you think about Donovan Mitchell missing Game 4 with the calf strain, and do you expect to see him at all the rest of this series?
Looking like that.
I'll say, first things first, you need to put some respect on Donovan Mitchell's name.
Yes, some amongst our Gills Arena crew,
First things first.
you know, have some thoughts.
There's a lot of bullshit going on.
Brandon will be here later this week. I didn't want to.
Throughout his whole career, like he's been proven to be a very good player. Even in high school, he was a 5-star player. I think that just the destinations that he's been at is warranted little attention to what he's doing. And as you can see, this is affecting their team because he had the whole goddamn town on his back for the last 20 games. And seeing that he had to do a lot of that without Garland during the regular season, you know, that they depend on him because he can go get the ball. He can go get the buckets. You know, he can go get the big shots, you know, putting up big numbers. And I think that when he's out of the game, even though Garland can try to step up, he don't really want that responsibility. I think Donovan Mitchell says, I'm a star, I'm proven, and I want to get into the superstar realm. And I think that when given the opportunity with a team that wants to really show that they're behind him 100% like that, he's going to move into that stratosphere. But just him not being there right now, it's showing big time that they don't got no star out there. And it's affecting them.
Gil, your thoughts on Donovan Mitchell missing Game 4, potentially the rest of this series?
It's calf. We don't know if it's a regular calf or that low calf.
It says calf strain.
Oh, so we don't know. Okay, so it's a real calf strain. I mean,
I'd imagine.
Usually when it's Achilles, they usually say low calf.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if he doesn't play, it's gonna hurt him, obviously. But I mean, the series is over next game anyway. So
Yeah. But just like Shai, like you mentioned, again, you know, Brandon had some thoughts, tweeted some things. We're gonna wait for Brandon to come Thursday. But in the meantime, in between time, Donovan Mitchell averaging 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for his playoff career, 54 career playoff games. Why does he not get the respect on that level?
I think it's a size thing. I think, you know, Gil alludes to it a lot. When you look at the size of a player and the history of certain players being given and granted, you know, certain status over other players, I always say this. Comparing him and Jason Tatum, right? How tall is Jason Tatum? 6'10"? Mm-hmm. All right, and Donovan Mitchell is 6'3". Mm-hmm. All right. How would Jason Tatum look at 6'3"?
we don't know.
He would look regular as fuck, right? Now, how would Donovan Mitchell look at 6'10"?
We don't know.
With that skill set?
I would imagine very dominant.
Superman, right? That's like D Wade at 6'8". That's like looking at Allen Iverson at 6'6". Like things that we were like, yo, we are so grateful that God didn't give these guys this size. But then you look at these guys with the bigger sizes, you say, well, what would they look like as smaller? The skill set is already capped because of the height. You take the height down and you say, well, if I put your skill next to his skill at the same size, then what are we looking at? Are you better than him? Or is it because you're taller than him? Because you can get to your spots. You can shoot over guys. You can create mismatches. Donovan Mitchell is being dominant at that size, to me, warrants attention and warrants some type of praise. The same as D Wade. D Wade was be able to do that shit at 6'3". Gil, 6'4", point guard. Imagine Gil.
6'4"?
Imagine Gil at 6'7". He can't imagine that.
Well, we get to see it now, the high school version of a 6'7". Gil.
Come on. Are you and I'm already looking at him as a sophomore like, what is that? That's Gil at 6'7", 6'8"? Come on, man.
Elijah's Arena, coming soon.
Come on, man.
I'm already making my preparations.
So these are the type of comparisons I like to make when it comes down to giving people their flowers and like, all right, we're so
for sure.
grateful that he ain't this size because we always consider size counts. Jaylen Brunson, say Jaylen Brunson at that size, we can't rock because it's never happened where a guy 6'1" can give him 6'5". And what are we talking about?
6'5", he wouldn't be Jaylen Brunson?
He would be different.
We don't know.
We do know because we can use our imaginations.
Yeah, but he learned how to be that dominant with his shot because he was the smallest guy on the court. So he had to develop that. Now, if he was the biggest guy on the court, his game would be different.
It's just like Anthony Davis and Melo. They all sprouted up. Mm-hmm. They were both point guards, so they had to sprout up.
Now, what if they stayed point guards? They would have had more skill.
But they would have been limited because of their size.
But as I said, the skill will be different.
So the skill will be same.
Like I said, Jaylen Brunson's skill matches his size. Now you make him taller, and he wasn't the smallest dude on the court the whole time. Then we don't know what his game would be like.
We know that his game now would be in a bigger body. That's the only thing we do know. The game that he has now will be in a bigger body. Same with Melo and them. Like, oh, we put Melo's game at 6'2" in a 6'8" guy's body. It's like, damn, that's what it looks like. It's a small guy doing small shit in a bigger guy's body.
It'd probably be James Harden, which is good. I mean,
which is not bad. It's not bad.
Had to think about it.
You know what I'm saying? Those hypotheticals you got to look at. Like, damn, man, Donovan Mitchell deserves some type of credit because he's doing a lot.
Somebody in the chat said if Wemby was 6'5", he'd be a waiter in Paris.
Damn.
But I want to talk about Tatum and something that he said after the Celtics Game 2 loss. He had some interesting comments on the narrative that the Celtics are a super team. And while we wait for that, in the meantime, in between time, go ahead, download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use promo code.
That's the narrative that you might see on TV. The idea that we have a super team. It's twofold, right? We didn't have the Coach of the Year. We didn't have the MVP. We only had 2 All-Stars. So they say we're a super team, but, we didn't get rewarded like we are.
So when you hear Tatum say that, and granted, again, this is old sound after the Celtics Game 2 loss to the Cavs.
Okay, what's the super team?
Clippers.
Okay.
Would you call
They don't have none of those.
That's a super team.
Would you call the Clippers a super? This Clippers roster this year was a super
team.
Okay.
Is the Lakers considered a super team?
No, LeBron is.
So
21.
So if Lakers not a super team, how can Celtics be a super team?
Exactly.
Right? Is Milwaukee Bucks a super team?
Nope.
The healthy Giannis and Dame.
It's 2 superstars.
That's just two superstars.
That's it.
Right?
But you say upper echelon superstars.
So same thing with Mavericks. They're not a super team.
It's just two good players on.
Right? When you think about Boston, you're talking about Porzingis was an All-Star win. Long time ago, right? The idea of
2 all defensive players in Derek White.
But
Drew Holiday.
They did it themselves, right? They did it there, right? A super team is something that is brought together.
It's assembled. Yeah.
Right? It's assembled. Like these guys were drafted there.
Tatum and Brown, but you're talking about bringing in a Drew Holiday.
Those are the 2 only All-Stars. The other guys are
for sure.
role players now. Yeah. So that's not
But a super team.
Was Miami a super team? Because Kyle Lowry was an All-Star at some point in his career. Kevin Love was an All-Star 10 years ago. So we got 3 All-Stars. Come on, that's not.
That would make 4 because it's Kevin, Kyle, Jimmy, and Bam.
Bam's a fucking super. Woo, that's the best super team. They got 4. And then 2 of them was first ballot Hall of Famers. Probably going to be some Hall of Famers over there. So that was the greatest. Miami wasn't no. You have to be a superstar while you're playing in your prime. You got to get traded there or you got to sign there as a free agent. Those guys are there. Just like Golden State wasn't a super team. Even when Kevin Durant got there, we can say they were a super team because they got Kevin Durant, but that's
a 73-win team adding Kevin Durant to that roster. That's a super duper.
Okay, so Chicago Bulls are a super team.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying that based on the record, though? It shouldn't be based on the record. The team was just playing very well that season.
Okay, but if I have a team that wins 73 games and I add Kevin Wayne Durant to that roster,
it doesn't make good. Because by the measures of what he's saying, a super team is bringing superstars in to assemble this. They only
how many-
brought one guy in.
Yeah, but that one guy they brought in.
So
That's
Phoenix.
just a
The
free
hell of a
agent.
player.
It wasn't a trade.
I understand.
It wasn't a
he's free-
trade.
Yeah.
How
but
many players can you bring in for a super team?
But he chose to go there, to Golden State.
No, what I'm
They
saying.
didn't need him,
I know they.
so it wasn't a super team.
They didn't need him, but he chose to go there, so that makes him a super team.
Okay, so when you talk about super, what is the point? If you're already good and you gain one player, so one player can make you a super team?
If that player is a former MVP and one of the most dominant players in the league, I think it helps the argument.
Okay, so
It absolutely helps argument.
Yeah.
When LeBron went to Miami, to me, that made them a super team with Chris Bosh, Dwayne
yeah,
Wade.
because two of them went there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
about KG? What about KG and Ray Allen?
That's a super team.
KG and Ray Allen was a
super team.
That was a super team, right?
But that was created super team when Kobe, so when Karl Malone,
That crew that lost it.
Gary Payton went over there, that was a super team. So before that,
They just weren't calling them super teams.
yeah,
back
Lakers wasn't a super team then. Before that,
Yeah.
So
It was
their
just
first,
Kobe and Shaq.
yeah, so their first three championships, that wasn't a super team. San Antonio Spurs was never a super team,
Couldn't be.
so they were never a super team. They were just a good ass team because they never added anybody.
But I agree with your
Even though they had
point,
three
though,
All-Stars.
is When you say whoever that player or those players are, to me, they have to be like killing it in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Durant going to Golden State, to me, he was in his prime.
Okay.
And they proceeded to win 2 chips with that crew.
So,
Yeah.
And
so,
potentially a third.
so when Barkley tried to go to
Houston?
that was a super team, right?
Yes, had to be. Had to be.
Because you already had Clyde Drexler in his All-Star, and you had, yeah.
I mean, probably.
And Clyde
They just
came
weren't
from
calling it a
elsewhere, right?
super
That's what I
team
said. It
back
wasn't. So they're trying to
Yeah.
create that LeBron made the super team when it was way before.
Oh, it's been-
'Cause
Oh,
for sure it was before.
This is the Bulls when they lost Horace Grant and they brung in fucking Dennis Rodman.
Yes.
People don't realize, Dennis Rodman made the. I don't know if he was defensive. He probably was defensive player of
Off
the
the
year.
bench?
Off the bench.
Yeah.
How about that?
How the fuck you make defensive
that?
player of the
Off
year
the bench.
off the bench?
Locking up.
Off
So
the
I'll-
bench.
I'll
So
take-
him coming over there to the Bulls, that's super team.
Yeah, definitely super.
That becomes a super team.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's like when you look on the WNBA side, people want to say Candace going to the Aces 2 years ago now,
Mm-hmm.
I guess 2 years ago, that they became a super team. Now, that one I don't agree with, only because Candace isn't in her prime.
Right.
And
Right.
Candace didn't really play that much.
To affect it.
Whether she was injured or whatever. So, and the Aces, the pieces they already had, they were already a good team.
Yeah.
And I don't call them a super team because those players were already there.
Yeah.
Would you call the
your point.
Liberty a super team?
Yeah.
So Liberty is
yeah.
a super team.
Yeah. I mean, you got JJ going, Sloot going, Stewie going, hell yeah, they're a super team.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, at least we got a little definition.
We're getting it.
Sure. So then Jason Tatum saying.
So Jason Tatum is correct because you didn't get stars. You got.
But
What
he's
did
saying
Jason-
that
what
he's
did he
saying
say?
that
He
people,
said they're not a super
Well,
team?
they're-
He's saying that people saying that they were a super team.
They're not getting rewarded.
not getting rewarded, but I don't think.
They're not a super
Were
team.
we calling them?
I don't think they're
were players. Were we calling?
I think
them
it's
super team?
dominant.
No, I wasn't calling them.
As dominant as this Celtics squad was, and we've talked about this previously with the MVP discussion and all those things, Tatum finishing 6th in MVP voting, I'm sure it's perceived to him as a slap in the face for
Minnesota's a more super team then. Because they already had 2 stars, 2 All-NBA players in their prime, and then them getting Rudy Gobert, who defensive player, All-Star, All-NBA. That's a super team.
So would you call Phoenix a super team?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because they
On
brought
paper,
in
right?
two.
On paper.
Yeah, on paper, for sure.
They had 2 superstars, and then they added Bradley
Bill. Yeah.
Even though he got hurt this month, it's still
Yeah.
Bradley Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep this
Okay.
thing moving.
Thank you.
More playoff talk. Mavs are riding high, entering Game 4 with a chance to take a commanding 3-1 series lead over the Thunder. But SGA showed off his mid-range mastery, and the top seed in the West proved that even though they're young, they're still ready to do some. So the Thunder were down 11 at the break. Looked like they were about to take their 3rd straight loss in the series, but rallied in the 4th quarter behind another big game from their franchise player. SGA got it done on both sides of the floor, finishing with 34 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. 14 for 27 from the field, 6 for 6 from the line. Chet Holmgren added 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Lou Dort had his highest scoring game this postseason with 17 points and 8 rebounds. So Luka did have his 5th career playoff triple-double, but was 6 for 20 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3. He also had 7 of the Mavs' 13 turnovers. Kyrie struggled to get it going offensively as well, finishing with 9 points and 9 assists, going 4 for 11 from the field. P.J. Washington led the Mavs in scoring with 21 points, but was 7 for 19 from the field, but he was 5 for 11 from 3. So Thunder went on a 20-10 run to end the game. With plays like this, Dort coming up with that huge 3 to help extend their lead. And the Mavs, I mean,
Wow.
may have double dribbled on that one, but they did not call it. Luka had a chance to tie the game with 10 seconds left, missed the first of 2 free throws. Chet Holmgren proceeded to knock down his free throws to put the Mavs back up 3, and that shit put the game out of reach, knocking down 2 free throws to put the Thunder up 4. Mavs shot 52% from the line in the game. Thunder shot 38% from the field, which is their lowest total in a win this season, but they were 23 for 24 from the line. And now they head back home with the series tied 2-2. I mean, we talked about this Thunder squad, the youth, would they be able to deliver in the postseason? What do we learn about this young Thunder squad in Game 4?
That they're smarter than the Mavs. And what I mean by smarter than the Mavs is they are playing to their strengths, right? SGA, you're not forcing SGA to take shots that he doesn't want to take.
Yeah.
He's not going out there playing desperation basketball. He's not settling for nothing. He is a mid-range layup guy, and he's proving your analytics is wrong. The analytics play is helping him because you are so busy trying to guard the 3, you don't even see a threat. He's not playing inside out. He's playing inside. Hey, I'm just going to keep attacking.
Yeah.
You're so used to letting me blow by you to throw it to the 3-point line. No, I'm just going to keep making layups. I'm going to keep going floaters.
You can't stop me.
No. But most of the people who shoot threes, they stop themselves anyway, right? So, Luka, you're the biggest dude on the court at the guard position. How are you not figuring it out yet? When you play the mid-range game and the layup game, they can't guard you at all. You are sitting here taking step-back hard threes. Okay, some of them go in.
Yeah.
But for the most of the night, they're not.
2 for 9 from behind the arc in this game.
I'm just
9 for 20. What was he? 6 for 20.
6 for 20.
6 for 20.
Right? That means 9 of the 20 shots is long-ass three-pointers. Difficult 3, step back with your move, same move, bop, 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 right? They want you to do that. Like, I don't like, it's like that when a bad shooter makes a 3. We know one thing he gonna do.
Shoot another
Keep
one.
shooting them. Good, right there.
Yeah.
Good.
Please shoot.
For the defense, it's like, oh, he gonna keep shooting. For the offense, like, no more.
But not just shoot it, but make it.
Yeah.
Like shoot it and make it.
So the fact that they're just, like,
That's beneficial at times, though, when a bad shooter knocks. Oh, okay.
when you knock down that first,
keep going.
Ooh, you hot, boy.
Keep going.
I know it says 1 for 12, but keep shooting, baby. You made one. And that's what it is with OKC. They're playing to their game. Same thing with Jaylen, right? They're attacking the basket. You're a small team. They're not settling. They're not going to sit there and play check-up threes with you all night.
SGA 10 for 14 from the midi in the game, and a lot of those were tough shots, so I'm going to be like...
No, they're not. I'm 6'7", they're not tough.
But
you don't play defense. When I turn and shoot, you're not there. I don't see you.
I'll say contested, maybe not tough, but it wasn't just like I'm just getting open looks.
What is Luka from the mid-range? 78, 80% himself when he
This
does
series?
take them. And when he do take them, he be sitting there doing all this and bumping, and it looks amazing. Try that. Try that the whole game. Try not to shoot a 3. You might have 50.
No, I think it's different for Luka this time around. I think that OKC's defensive concept is to make him take tough twos. I think Dort is cutting off those driving lanes. And they're not just contested shots. I'm under you, I'm underneath you. And Luka don't like to feel uncomfortable when he's taking those tough twos. He would rather take a tougher 3 than a tough 2. So when you look at the game and how they're defending him, he gets into his soft spot He's used to that step back where he can get space. He's not getting that space. Kyrie either. Kyrie used to getting that space. They both not getting the spaces they want when they get inside. So if you watch the game last night, you see they threw more lobs than they did in the last 2 games, this last game. Because Derek Lively is being, left alone because they're helping up. We call it don't help up the line. So they're helping up the line, gives the lob an opportunity. But also what that does for OKC's advantage is it takes Kyrie and Luka out of their rhythm because they're looking for this lob now. That rhythm's not there down the line, and that's why they struggle. Kyrie missed like 4 or 5 chip shots where it's like, God damn, I'm usually making these, but I ain't been shooting them all game. 9 points, 9 rebounds. I had him on the over 20 points. Tripping. Tripping. 9 points, Kyrie, in a game that you're supposed to go up 3-1. Now they got this momentum, they got this confidence. They think that they got y'all number now. Lou Dort out there like, yeah, we got him right where we want him. Jaylen Williams. Man, I'm actually feeling like a defender. SGA definitely out there like, yeah, guys, we got a big 7-footer out here that's really can block some shots. We ain't tripping. Let's keep putting the pressure on them. It's different out there.
Yeah, that's what I see when I look at OKC is just the confidence that they're playing with. Because they're like, everybody is like Dallas is going to win the series, but especially the game last night where you had an opportunity to go up 3-1 and you didn't make that happen.
I'm not gonna say the game wasn't boring for those first 2 quarters, but it was just looking like, all right, the Mavs are about to cruise.
Yeah, for sure.
What's so funny is they were two threes away from the game being over. Yep. Right? Those 2 shots where you're like,
gas out.
They'll take them, step back, like, no, not that one.
Not that one. Not that one.
That's not going in, man, right? And then they come down, hit a 2, boom, you come down, get ready to do a step back 3, that miss. Now they're back in, now they're down 8.
Yep, yeah.
Right, now they're down 8, now they still got some hope. Right, you come down there, hit a shot, you go up 10, they come down and hit a shot, up 8. Then you take 2 back-to-back threes, they come down and hit a 2, now it's 6. And like, you know what I mean? That's all that happened. They're just chipping away. You score 15 points in the third. I think you only had like a little 20-something in the fourth and
27 in the fourth quarter.
27 in the fourth, but they momentum. They realize we're not gonna settle. The only threes we're gonna take is gonna be wide open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's what I said. OKC is not taking those tough threes. No. It's gonna be either I'm by myself in this corner, or this was the play and I got a flare and I'm wide open. Other than that, we're just gonna keep attacking.
As a good coach, one thing you say to your players is you don't eat an elephant with one bite. Scoop it down. One scoop at a time.
You don't what?
You don't eat an elephant with one bite.
Oh, okay.
Scoop them up, right? Chip shots. Let's not do home runs. Let's do singles.
Yeah.
Single. We'll chip away at the end. In their post-game press conference with the whole team sitting there with the OKC, they said, man, we've been down like this before. We've been down. We've been down 20 before. And we knew to just stick together, chip away. Yeah. So you look at how you can find a way to lose the game. Mm-hmm. Dallas found a way to lose the game. Like you said, you're 2 threes away from putting the game away. Mm-hmm. And then there's a difference when you're training. When you shoot the ball the right way, it's supposed to go in. Mm-hmm. When you do the move the right way, it's supposed to go in. Yep. When you cheat the game, bang, blank, clank. See, you're trying to be too pretty with that. Mm-hmm. Now that's off. You're shooting with 3 people on you. That's off. Make the right play. Play the game the right way. And I think that's what's happening with Dallas. And, you know, the arrogance is getting to them where they think that they can just do it and they just not following.
It's just such. Like when someone asked me, like I remember like Rip, right? Right, Rip. Someone told me a story. They said Rip was like 3 for 12. And somebody's like, man, you know, I had a bad shooting night. He's like, hell no, I had a good shooting night. I said, what do you mean? He said, you know, I had that layup, right? The layup that was rolling in, it was getting ready to go in, goaltend. That's bucket. He said, I got to my spot, you know, hit the shot, it rolled in and came out. That's a bucket.
Guaranteed.
Right, I'm shooting 87% from the free throw, missed the free throw. I normally don't miss. That's a bucket. right? That shot clock where I didn't let it go off at the end and stayed in my hand a little bit longer, that was the bucket. He said, so I only really missed 3 shots.
Yep.
So shit, I had 20.
Easy.
Right? And that was his mindset. I had 20. And that's really, to really be self-conscious of your game, that's how you have to think.
Absolutely.
Right? You have to know when this was a great pull-up. It didn't go in. Cool.
Yeah.
I did a horrible, and took a bad shot and it went in. That's still a bad shot.
Facts.
Right? That doesn't mean you're on
Yep.
fire to take another 3.
Yep.
Right? That was just a horrible shot that just went in.
happened to go in.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
Are you taking your shots that you normally make? If you go 1 for 12, but those are your shots, you had a good game.
Yeah. You look at Luka's game too. He had a lot of unforced turnovers, where he got in the middle of the lane and trying to make the extra pass to the guy who may have been open or not, but you're forcing it. And those are plays that he usually makes. But those alleys ain't open no more because they're shutting that off. We know what you want to do. It's the playoffs, right? So it's like, how do you segment your game to a point where everything we're saying, the little chip shots that you know you're going to make, the little step back that you know you usually make, do you have that confidence? Does Dallas really go into this next game knowing that we had an off game? Or they really got our number? Do we need to change something? Or do we need to sharpen our tools? Which one is it? Because, you got Tim Hardaway out there. You got PJ's playing well. I like the way PJ.
He's the only one. I mean, everyone's playing. He's playing like he.
Like that rent is due.
Yeah, he want that money. I like the way
But
he
it could
playing.
be both. Like there's stuff you need to sharpen, but OKC could have your number too.
Yeah.
And we'll see. It's going to be that first. What's funny is, it could be a blowout. It can be a blowout if OKC come out and hit them hard.
Yeah.
The way Luka, unfortunately, cries offense and defensively.
Yep.
Right, he's looking for calls on either side. He wanted a double dribble. He wants. You might as well get that motherfucker whistle too.
For real.
Just wear the whistle.
that
on.
bad.
There's
It's
just some players
that
like
bad.
that.
Blow it.
They're like, God damn, just get a whistle gun. You want to be a referee or you want to be a
It's
basketball
real
player?
bad, bro. Every
Right, so-
play too.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
All you do is basically if you can hit them really hard. Luka missed 3 or 4 shots in that first quarter.
Yeah.
That game's over.
Yes.
He mentally doesn't come back when he goes off, right? So getting him mad versus him getting frustrated, 2 different things. Getting him mad, that's your ass.
Yep.
Frustration, he loses it.
Yep.
Right? He thinks about it offensively and defensively. So them first 12 minutes are going to be very important for OKC. If they can get like an 8-9 point lead, you can probably blow the game away. And all you do is just right there point is focus on Kyrie.
Yeah.
I'll start doubling that motherfucker because you don't know what he got pulled. He'll pull out some shit.
No, and they're in OKC, right?
Yeah, they're home.
So if you think about the crowd, the reason why Luka and them had, pretty much cruised through the first half into the third quarter, because they're at home. They got a home crowd. And they fed off the energy.
Yeah.
Now you look at OKC, like you said, if they get an early lead and that crowd stays into the game, Luka not getting them calls, like I said, they've been beating them up the whole series. So I don't think that should change.
Yep.
Do all the shit you've been doing. And if he cries, gets a tech, and he takes him out of the game early, everything that Gil's saying, it's out of there for them. Like, Kyrie doesn't have enough by himself to bring them back. And once they're down, they haven't proven to be able to be a comeback team.
Yeah.
They can come to a 10-point deficit, and then they just out of gas at that point. But if anything else, it's dead for them.
And we talk about this game for them essentially tricking off the game, 12 for 23 from the free throw line. Sure, you said earlier. But what I want to ask you guys is how much will tricking off a crucial playoff game like this at home impact the Mavs moving forward? Like, are you able as players just to shake it off and worry about the next game? Is there going to be a hangover? In that next one, they may end up going down 3-2, but still got 2 games left coming back home to Dallas for game 6. So we've seen that kind of throughout the playoffs where we thought, looking at the Nuggets as an example, like, oh, it's over. But like, how much do you think it's going to impact them?
I don't think it'll impact them to a point where they're like, damn, we can't win on the road. But, 12 for 23 and at home from the free throw line is horrible. But But I think this is where when you have a player like, I'm going to say like a Kyrie, right? And you're going on the road, just his leadership alone, like you got to forget about that and you just got to go on the road and try to get that win back. Because I feel like yes, OKC, I do think they have their number a little bit, but OKC just flat out came and took that game from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where Dallas, they got to look at what they did wrong, where they had bad turnovers or the free throw line. That just...
Can't happen.
No, and at home, though.
Can't happen.
Unacceptable.
Who
Yeah.
shot him?
So Luka had a chance to tie the game.
Yeah.
No, I remember that. I knew he was going to miss
But-
that. Right, but he was missing that for sure.
So then they were down 3, but they didn't have any timeouts either late in the game. But P.J. Washington came up when they were down 3.
He missed one too.
Missed the first one, but made the second one. Well, that's
No,
pretty
what I'm saying is, who shot the most of those free throws? We saying, you know,
Yeah, they
like
were
how many
12 for
shots?
23?
Yeah, how many shots did Luka take?
Luka was 4 for 6 from the line. P.J. Washington was 2 for 4. Derrick Jones was 2 for 4. Gafford was 2 for 4. Kyrie was 1 for 2. And Lively was 1 for 3 in the game. So it was
So
spread
everybody-
around.
Wow,
spread around.
everybody
It was
missed
spread
the free
around.
throw.
50% for everybody.
Now, I mean,
Nasty. That's real.
but Luka come into the line with that opportunity to make his 2 and tie it. And then you got a redshirt rookie and Chet Holmgren on the road.
Okay, first of all, Luka shoots only 74%. If that.
Yep.
Right?
From free throw?
Like, you know how like Skip Bayless is talking about, how does LeBron James shoot great from the three-point line and bad from the free throw line? Same way Luka does.
But
It happens.
It happens.
Is that an
It happens.
excuse
It
though,
happens.
in
No.
crunch time? I understand for
But what I'm saying is, it happens. Just some players that distance just might be too close for them.
For sure.
Right? This is something that, like, to be a great free throw shooter, you have to have developed the touch at a young age, especially if you're going to be taller. Right? So I'm pretty sure when Luka was 6 foot to 6'5", he probably was a great free throw shooter. Right? My son is going through that right now. 80-some% last year, 70-some% this year. Hands got bigger, he got taller.
Big adjustment.
And during that adjustment period of him growing, he wasn't shooting thousands of free throws to match it.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking about Jokic. Jokic has always been big his whole life. Great free throw shooter. Yao Ming, great free throw shooter. And B, these guys they've shot it. Like when you have those guys who have them growth spurts and they don't, hands get bigger, it changes for them.
How much is that the reps or versus the mental
It's
aspect
mental.
of
I
it?
think it's more mental.
It's mentals, it's reps, it's
Listen, they're free throws. Like,
It's free.
it's easy. No, it's easier for us because we've done it since we were.
no, and I
they're
hear,
free.
no, because I hear what you're saying, but like that's got to be just getting in the gym and just shooting free, like repetition. But I think it does get to a point where, especially in playoffs, where you mentally get in your head like, damn,
I had free throw line.
yeah, right? Like I just missed 2 big ones the other night.
Well, because it's hard to practice with shit on the line, right? And the practices in college, we had to run. You know, coach would give you the opportunity, or y'all gonna run a 6. If he, all right, come shoot. And everybody on that line be like, please don't call my name, coach. Please don't call my
It
name.
had already fucked up, right?
It's already messed up, right?
Yep.
Then there's that one guy like, please, coach, call my name. I know you're
Yep.
not gonna call me. I know you're not gonna call because you know I'm gonna hit these, right?
Yep.
It's a mental thing. I remember working out with Marcus Banks. We was the big 3, right? He could hit 20 in a row 2s. And I'm like, all right, it's time to take 1 step back. That boy could not hit the side of the barn, taking 1 step back to the 3-point line. 1 step in, I'm like, bro, how you making 10 in a row 2s? He's like, I'm just used to it. And it was like a phobia that you take that step back and it's like, I don't even know what this is, right? I don't know where I'm at. Think about the free throw line. You don't get to practice with that fear of missing, that fear of, man, it's no time on the clock. Everybody cheering against you. You don't get to simulate that, right? So Luka got, hey, it's nut cutting time right now. If this was the one thing that was going to determine whether you were a Hall of Fame player or not, you making both of these and saying I'm built like that, are you gonna make them? Put Mike on the free throw line. Is he making them shits?
You know, depth perception
his
is a
left
thing
hand.
too.
Eyes
That-
closed.
That depth perception is a thing too, right? You know, when you're practicing in, right? I think this is what happens with Ben Simmons and a lot of bad free throw shooters. In practice, there's a wall.
Yep.
Right? The space is small,
Yeah.
so they can see it. When you're in the arena,
Yeah.
that distance looks forever, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, because, you know, bad free throw shooters shoot the most free throws in practice, right? They're working on it. They damn near look like everybody. When you go and look at the chart, the bad free throw shooters look like everybody else, 85%, 87%. And then when they get into the game, it's different. Sometimes those type of guys need to sit in the arena itself and shoot their free throws in the arena so they can get the feel of how this distance is versus that just backdrop shooting against the...
I want to ask you this, but before I ask you this, I want to take accountability for my own self because I don't want to make it seem like I'm attacking you. I shot 74% from the free throw line. I knew I was supposed to be a better free throw shooter, at least 80, 90%, because it never matched up with my shooting ability, but it was not more of a mental thing more than it was finding a rhythm and a routine at the free throw line, right? I was always changing my routine and I was trying to figure out, all right, I can make 20 in a row here, then I might miss, and I'm like, damn, I need to change this routine. So when you missed the free throw, was something going through your mind at the free throw line? What were you shooting at the percentage? Were you like 80-something%?
80-something%, yeah.
So you knew you were gonna make these free throws. But like sometimes that crowd kicks in, sometimes you're overthinking. It's like, I know I gotta make these, and then you miss.
We was at home, we up one, I just hit the 3 to get us to overtime. So we down 3, we had to make a comeback. 2-1, hit it, put my arms up, going about to whoop their ass. They should have let us back. Free throws got there. Clanked them. Like even when I watched it back, like, what the fuck was I aiming at?
Wow.
And it's just one of those
Was it a hard
things.
brick?
Huh?
Was it a hard one?
Brick.
Damn.
Boom.
Wow.
And you're a back rim guy.
Yeah,
Your shit back rim and down.
I'm sitting there like, damn. Like that, I sat in the gym and shot 1,000 free throws after. But the season's over with. I went back in there. No, hell no.
No way.
Hell no. Did they break that motherfucker? Hell no. And then I thought about Nick Anderson, because that was my team growing up. And I was like, yeah, I need to go see. I got to make sure this ain't going to hump me moving forward.
So we've got the Gills Arena Crew's free throw percentages for a career. Cheryl, you were leading with 82.5%. Gil, you're at 80.3%. Brandon, 79.6%. Lexi is 78% career free throw shooter. Norris, 74.3%. Rashad, you're at 74.1%. They put mine on there. I was 73%. I don't know how in college, but
I wasn't last.
Yeah,
What was Kenyon? Kenyon was last.
they were afraid to read Kenyon. Kenyon 62.9% in his career. He impacted.
Don't be afraid to fucking read that shit. You're gonna say that shit loud. We fouling you. We fouling your ass.
No, it's funny. It reminded me of when you said 62. Listen, I had to go to the halfway house, right? In the halfway house, right? So I had to go to jail for the weekend, right? So I had to go to little jail for the weekend, little weekenders, right? So they had like the little yard, had a rim, it was like a fucking handball court, right? So there was one of them dudes there, right? Couldn't put his hands down, right?
Oh, wow.
And he's shooting hoops, right? Now, I'm like, oh shit, but okay. And how you look at like, I don't know how he gonna shoot this, right? And he grabbed the ball, boom, and that's how it hit too. Like he was just throwing. He didn't shoot it. It just hit all backboard.
He's passing it to the backboard.
Like he was passing it to the backboard.
Did he make it?
Boom! Caught it back. And I was like, oh shit, right? And I don't know if he sensed that I was looking.
Oh wow.
And he turned around real fast. Oh, you talking about somebody hitting the flow.
What you do?
What? Dropped to it like I was on fire. Yeah! Like, oh no, this is not what I'm done to shit. I'm done for. He gonna have me in the chokehold, Lord Jesus. Like I didn't even want to look up.
Oh my God.
Like, I just sat there.
Who over here looking at me?
Okay.
He hit that shit so hard. Just,
Did you say anything?
no, because it's like,
damn.
because I'm in the room, then it's like the hallway, and then the next glass is there. So it was like, so he can't hear me. It's just the fact that the way it sounded, like you could hear that. And he turned around, I just dropped.
Yeah, I'm coming to get your cornbread after this.
Like, let me do some push-ups, some sit-ups, because I ain't getting back up like that. But like 62% sounded like that.
Yeah.
Boom!
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, let's talk about Kyrie
that's funny.
a little bit before we proceed. So Kyrie game 1 had 20 points, game 2, 9 points, game 3, 22 points, game 4, 9 points.
Damn.
Took the 4th most shots on the squad in game 4 behind Luka, PJ Washington, and Derrick Jones. So when an elite scorer isn't the number one option on the team, how tough is it knowing when to defer and when to take over in certain moments of the game?
I'm not going to really pay too much attention to the 9 points. The reason is this. They were up by so much, and he was cruising. He was cruising. They were up 9. Like, you know, he's been playing in a style, like, when they're up, he's not really that aggressive, right? He's making sure everyone gets involved. And in that 4th quarter, when the tide turned, he didn't have his rhythm. Like, the game was, they were dominant for majority of this game. So he was, you know, passing the ball around, doing his thing, getting everybody, just trying to get that win. And when, you know, OKC turned and caught up, it was.
So in the 2 losses, is he 9 points?
No, so they won game 2, right? He had one game 2, he had 9 points.
Yeah.
They won game 3, he had 22 points. Hit that nice.
So he's 1-1
Left.
with the scoring.
And
It
then-
seems like just whenever I pick, you know, I pick Kyrie 8.5 assists under, lower than that, and he ended up getting 9.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him. 8.5. I wouldn't put him on 8.5 assists.
That hurts
Over,
too.
he wasn't even throwing. He was
Yeah.
averaging 6.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So I'm like, all right, Kyrie definitely gonna give me 20. You know what I'm saying? Let me go over on the 20, and then you give me 9. Like I've been telling y'all, if I pick this, you pick that. I'm telling you.
That's why you just got to
Pick
go both.
opposite.
You got to go both ways.
And I tried to go both, but it just, you know,
I know.
they didn't have the same options.
I-
I'm doing in-game bets, so it's like, in-game picking, so it's like,
For sure. We do not bet here at
yeah.
Underdog Fantasy. We do pick them.
Well,
just-
technically,
not-
just not in this state.
not in this state, yeah.
If you're in North Carolina, though,
North Carolina and
come on and
Florida.
raise up.
Jeez.
Florida.
Or you got the burner with the
I
location.
need you to step it up. When I pick you, you need to be picked, goddamn.
So, Gil, you talked about how the Mavs role players are ascending in real time, and they've won a good chunk of games in this series. You got like PJ Washington coming through. Luka is still that superstar engine, but how crucial is it that Luka finds a way to close out this series, considering how well they're playing or how well they've been playing as a team right now?
I mean, you know, listen, your role players can do so much, right? They can win you a game or two. They can't win you a series, right? Your role players can't win you a series because that's not how they are designed or the offense is
Well, and that's
designed.
probably winning at home, not on the road.
Yeah.
The role players.
Yeah. And I mean, they can hit some shots. They can keep you, you know, going through a quarter. But,
Yeah.
you know, if you're relying on your role players to get you wins, then your team ain't that good.
Yeah.
Right? You got to really, like, do some self-checking. Like, you know, Kyrie, 9-9. That's good for, you know, a quarter or two, maybe a game you up 20, which y'all damn near were, right? And, you know, it just bit you in the ass that you wasn't in rhythm when the other team came back. You know, it bit you in the ass there. Because what happens is the role players now look for you.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, shit,
It's supposed to be my time.
Yeah.
What's the stats for the team? Read off the stats for Mavericks
What?
for the last game.
For that last game, just what you want, the shot attempts or what?
No, just the points.
Point total for that game, PJ Washington had 21, Luka had 18, Derrick Jones had 17, Gafford had 10, Kyrie had 9. Those were the starters.
So it's
then Tim
PJ.
Hardaway had 6 off the bench, Lively had 7, Green had 3, and Exum had 5.
And now-
So it's PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. who are playing out of their minds, and it's Luka had 18. He's usually 25 plus, right? We can give Kyrie from 17 to 21, depending on how he feels. So if you got Derrick Jones getting buckets out there, like you said, you can't depend on him to win you a series. So do you need him to have confidence? 100%. When we get you the ball, shoot that bitch. If I'm giving you open looks, make them. But when you're taking the ball to the hoop and you're being, overconfident within the offense, 4 minutes left in the game, which I was depending on somebody to take over the game.
See, and that's the problem. That last 4 minutes of the game, because they were up 10 majority of the fourth quarter too, and then when it turned fast. But that's when Luka and them was taking step back threes, playing that bullshit, thinking they about to end the game, and it was too late. They got so much confidence now. They done tied the game up. They done went up one. Now you want to try to kick it too late.
Well, if you think about how we really play in crunch time, you say, look, we need to stop. Let's get a stop. Let's capitalize on the other end. OKC is all they're thinking is just get a stop. So if you're offensive, you're the Dallas Mavericks, you're thinking we have to execute. We need a bucket or a foul. And if you're bailing yourselves out with step back threes, like that is just terrible basketball. And the one thing I like about the Boston coach and OKC coaches, they call timeouts when they need to fix something immediately. They don't even let it come, hey, timeout. Let's fix this real quick. Hey guys, we need to execute down the stretch. This is down the stretch. Let's not take quick shots. What's the point?
When you have the lead.
What's the point?
Why are you taking bad shots, let alone bad step back threes?
18 seconds left on the shot clock.
Like, I seen Luka play one-on-one. They gave it to him in the post, and he had some nice-ass moves there. Why are you wasting your energy with Dorton trying to bring the ball up the court?
Every time.
But go old school basketball. Let me sit you at the logo a couple times, 3-4 times a quarter, and attack from there. At least I know when you do a step back, it's gonna be a 2.
Right.
It's not gonna be damn near 27. You fuck Caitlin Clark now.
Man.
At least when she shoots, she's by herself. Because they just don't even think she's about to shoot some shit like that. Right? You're at the 3-point line. By the time you step back, you're damn near half court. Right? So let's go a couple logos. Now you got him facing up. Now he can't touch you. He can't hand check you. You go sideways, he got you. You face up, got to get his hands off. You're tall. Shoot right there. That's a nice little shot. It's like those little things. Like those are the things that you gotta, this is the playoffs. You gotta exercise your whole bag.
So has he put him in the post?
No.
That's where he gonna get his fouls. That's the one place he can't guard him down there.
Right.
It's gonna be a
He can
foul.
guard you on the perimeter.
He's definitely showing he can guard you on the perimeter.
Yeah.
That's the part that just
Hope Jason
Fucking
is
Chris-
watching.
Chris Paul posted up more than these dudes.
Yeah.
When Chris Paul can't get his shot off, he gonna get elbow going, yep.
Baiting for the foul.
If he can't get that, he gonna go one hard right fade. You know what he's doing, but you couldn't stop it.
Facts.
But even he knew to get in the post. He didn't give a fuck who was guarding him. Gary Payton was busting my ass on the post up. I was like, hey, switch. I called it switch. Back then, we wasn't even switches. It's pick and roll. I said, switch. He looked at Eric Dampier like, what you think about that?
Not switch on me.
He ain't even try. He post up, easy lay. I'm like, oh, shh.
With the side head tilt in the jump shoe.
Like he posted up the big man.
Yes.
Wow.
I got you.
Like, I ain't doing nothing different. I ain't gonna lie, 90s was arrogant. This is arrogant motherfucker. Boy. I ain't doing
Switch just switch. Let me get it.
Switch back.
Shit, you could have started in the post. What the fuck am I gonna do? Coach, sub me out.
Well, that's the thing we see.
Let him
with
get
Luka.
tired.
We see Luka do more pick and rolls because he's looking for the switch. He's trying to get the switch. He's trying to get away from Dort instead of embracing getting him in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Get him in foul trouble.
He has you. Listen, he has your number in that area. Put him in an area that you have an advantage. If I had a guard that can pick me up full court, I'm not dribbling the ball up full court
At all.
So I agree with you. Do you look at the coach and say,
What are we doing?
yeah, like, coach, why aren't you seeing that? Why aren't you doing something different? Or do you leave that on the player, right? Like Luka, get your ass on the block.
There's a coach supposed to be mindful of it, and the player himself, right? Like there would be plays, something, and then like I'm sitting there shooting jump shot. He'd be like, "Yo, get your ass on the block."
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
So even another player, like a Kyrie, Luka,
Yes.
get on the block.
Get on the block.
Like he can't touch you on the block.
Man,
I think
I don't know, like who-
that's what I said. Even Kyrie does more mid-range
Yeah.
posting up.
Yeah.
But then it's like if you're Luka and you know they're gonna double you, or you Kai, you know they're gonna double you. Why wouldn't you go to the post and play out the post for the 1, 2, 3? right? The 1, 2, 3 being swing, 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 corner shot.
Yeah.
But then you got Lively in there, right? So what are you doing with Chet Holmgren in the dunker? Or if you got Lively at the free throw line, is he diving? Is he staying wide? Are you playing wide? Who's at the 4 at this point? Who's at the 5 at this point? I don't think they've looked at those options.
I think it's like it's sexier to shoot between the leg, behind the back, step back, and it goes
and
in.
that's what they're having a problem with because OKC is not sexy. Sexy is the win.
I agree with you, but I think in their minds it's like it is. People would rather see that, and that's sexier than for me to get on the block and post somebody up.
It's a game. It's
no
a game. The game plan is, look, I'm going to fade on you. I'm going to fade on you in this corner. I'm going to jump hook you.
These motherfuckers sitting there, the Shai sitting there like, all right.
Gotcha.
Jaylen Brunson sits in the mid-post. I mean, in the goddamn mid-post and mid-range.
All day.
Yeah.
He mid-ranges the shit out of everybody.
Yep, turn off that right, with his left shoulder turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all day.
Well, there's a reason motherfuckers be killing, because.
Well, let's keep it moving. You can't spell win without W. And with that in mind, the WNBA's 28th season tips off tonight. And there's a lot to discuss around the league. Thank you. You already know. The Aces are back-to-back champs, looking to become the first team to three-peat since your Comets squads won 4 straight chips from 1997 to 2000. I know.
How about that?
I look at the jersey every day, even when you're not here, to say, damn, I ain't got near one of them accolades. I ain't came close to not a near nutter. But, Cheryl, when you look at this Aces squad trying to get the three-peat, does anybody want smoke with the Aces this season?
I mean, a lot of people probably think they do. The Aces are good, and the talent they already have, and honestly, the 2 pieces they got in the draft, I think were steals with Deasia Fair from Syracuse and Kate Martin from Iowa. Like those 2, they're the perfect fit for what Vegas needs. And Asia, I think, is on a mission. She got the A1 coming out. She got all kinds, everything going on. I'm putting my money on the Aces. If I was a betting woman, I'd put my money on the Aces.
So we go higher, lower here at Underdog Fantasy. Higher, lower, another 0.5 championships for the Aces this season. You're going to go higher on that? Okay.
It's a no-brainer for me. Yeah.
So what makes them clear cut though, in comparison to everybody else's additions, even for the Liberty?
Who signed any big free agents?
Seattle. Seattle got Nneka Ogwumike, Skylar Diggins is back.
Yeah, Skylar's back.
But when I look at the Aces, like their starting 5, to me, it's all 5 of those players are good.
Studs.
Yeah, like all 5. And then you bring in, at least 3 players off the bench
So those
that
5
could be starting somewhere else.
being
Y'all need to grow up.
I'm not listening.
Grow up.
Chelsea Gray,
Kelsey,
Jackie Young,
Jackie Young.
Kelsey Plum, Asia. And then Kia Stokes. Kia don't really score, but Kia's a rebounder. She's a defender. And that's where I think like Kate Martin can feel a little bit of that void with Candace retiring. And then Fair is just a bucket. Like she can just score the basketball. Kirsten Bell's a shooter. And I think their whole, like the organization, what they're doing, what they represent, and Becky, like Becky is a player's coach. You want to play for her, you want to win, and hell, they're the defending champs.
Do you think
You know what I mean?
you think that there's a fear amongst the league, just kind of how Golden State had their fear for 2-3 years, and when they were winning, everybody was just kind of tired of seeing them win because they can come in and beat you by 20 plus points and sit back and be like, we got firepower all over the place. We ain't really got to do too much, but just play together. Do you think that kind of level of fear is happening with the Aces? Because it doesn't seem like they have a lot of competition when it comes to on paper. But I also see a lot of teams out there that can give them a run for their money.
I agree with that. I think this year there are teams that will give them a run for their money. I don't think they're ready yet. If the league had it their way, I don't think they want the Aces to win again.
And that's
I don't.
But that's
And
the
I've
prob-
actually said I feel like the Aces are like one of the most disrespected teams. And they're the defending champions.
because it's like chess, right? You know, when people talk about chess, right? The thing with chess is both parties start with the same piece, right? It's fair. That's not life. Life is not,
not.
fair, so it's not a chess game.
No, it's not.
So when you're talking about the Aces, right? They are the dynasty. Treat them like one, right? And that's my thing is like,
And that's okay.
like there needs to be a superhero or a boogeyman, right? In this sense, boogie women, right? If the league is
No, that doesn't
afraid of them,
sound good.
I know it's the boogeyman sounds better.
We do not need a boogie women.
Why not? Why not? I need a boogie woman. I need a boogie woman. Bring me a boogie woman real quick. That sound nice. That sound real nice to me. A boogie woman. Bring let her crawl up from under the bed and shit. Ooh, yeah, I'm waiting for your ass. I've been waiting for you all night. Taking you so long to get here. God damn it. Bring another one. Bring another one. Shit.
Oh my God.
But you need someone to be the standard
Woosah.
for everyone else
For sure.
to envy, to hate.
Yep.
To say I need to go get this player. I need to. If you keep trying to water it down to make it seem fair, that's where you don't help your own league. There's a reason the NBA was built off the Lakers and Boston and Chicago, because when they got Charles Barkley, right? I need to go beat Michael Jordan. So now he goes to the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Son, he left the one coast to go there because he needs to build. Like, players themselves want to go different places because I don't want to team up with them. So let me go to the Liberty. Let me do. Now you have all this moving and you're building better teams everywhere else.
Yep.
But if you keep trying to water it down, no one thrives.
Yep. Agreed.
So,
Totally agree
talked
with
about the Aces trying to three-peat. Your Comets squad won 4 straight chips. If your Comets had to go against the Aces in a 5-game
Comets.
series,
What is she supposed to say?
hey, you know
That is what I'm supposed to say, but
But how-
I have
how-
reasons behind it. So
Yeah, let's
are we
get them
doing?
reasons.
Can the Aces get some games off y'all, or is it a sweep?
They can get a quarter. They can get a quarter.
Yeah. They might win one game.
They say Jackie Young might be locking that up though over there.
Locking who up?
I don't know. That's what they saying in the chat. That's what they saying in the chat. They say Jackie Long got that strap in his long. Woo!
No 3-time MVP.
They don't want that. The chat don't even want
She's
that.
gonna be like,
They say Asia got Tina on lock. Say Asia got
You
Tina on
loud
lock.
over there. It's back up loud over there.
That's what they saying. Say Tina ain't have on shoes. Asia got on shoe.
It's just we were just built different. Like the Aces, I love everything about them, but nah, it wouldn't happen. You got Coop, Swoops, Thompson. Like we were just different.
Super team.
We were just
The
different.
super team.
We didn't have super teams back then, but that's the terminology they use now. It just, And the Aces don't have enough defenders. Jackie Young's a great defender.
She ain't enough.
that's it.
Send help. Send
They're
help.
gonna be sending help all night.
Send help.
For everyone, it is.
I will say probably where they would have an advantage would be like inside. Just because like we had decent post players that could defend, but our posts, besides Tina, because Tina played more on the perimeter. She
was
played
a
like
3-4,
a stretch 4.
Stretch 4.
Nah. We can go to the next question.
Hey,
Damn. I know what you're gonna say. I just had to ask.
I know.
That's one of these things we do.
how many MVPs?
But I'm also saying this.
How many-
But did you really think I'd be like
How many MVPs did Coop have?
Probably
How many
Coop.
MVP Coop?
2?
So y'all had 5 MVPs, just 5.
We had 2.
Y'all had 5, just 5. Y'all need to get I need to get your trophies up.
It's
Basically, what you're
hard,
saying.
and it's hard, like winning one championship, but then repeating, and to to win 4 in a row, like
Y'all had to be bad.
Yeah.
3-time MVP,
I didn't know.
you got a 2-time MVP. Y'all were just battling against each other.
For sure. The whole time.
Y'all battling against. There was no.
It was us battling.
Yeah, battling.
Which one of us gonna win
with the
MVP?
MVP.
Was that going on?
No,
Okay, I was
no,
about to say,
it wasn't. No, we were trying to win another chip.
Okay.
We were
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
win
You
all,
see, she's like,
right?
nah, that wasn't going already. I knew I already had that.
Bring it over here. Bring it over here.
so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, now the way you said it, like, nah, that wasn't going on.
She know it's right. She know it's right.
It really
She know it's
wasn't.
right. She's like,
No, it wasn't.
It's
It
fine.
was.
It's
It was
down.
more about, all right, what did you do this offseason? You. Like, what did we all do this offseason? Because we know everybody coming for us, and we got to win another championship. So, yeah.
Who put that work in? We're going to find out
Yeah.
soon enough.
How much you average on your MVP seasons?
I don't know.
20 plus? Yeah.
I don't know. I really
I
don't.
don't remember. It's just I just finished the game. They give me the trophy. I go home.
But you know,
Let me know when the league get competitive, because right now I'm thinking about playing in the NBA. Because I'm trash. I worked all summer for this.
Shit.
Brandon, help me with this stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
So let's talk about this season, though.
Let's do it.
Strong rookie class entering the W this season. What rookies are you expecting big things from?
It was a great rookie class. But I do want to say this. I think I read yesterday there were 36 rookies drafted and only 13 made a squad.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them got cut.
Yeah.
Dave.
And some that were pretty good that I thought would make a team.
Yeah.
But when I look at the ones that did make a team, when I watch preseason, excuse me, I think, so Chicago had 2 preseason games, and I thought Angel Reese played really well in both of those preseason games. A rookie from Dallas, her name is Jaylen Brown, actually. No one knew anything about her. The kid can flat out go. And then the kid they drafted from Ohio State, J.C. Sheldon, she's going to be good. Obviously, Caitlin, I think, for me with Caitlin, I think it's going to depend on how she can get her teammates to play with her. You know what I mean? Because at Iowa, she did everything. You know, however many shots you want to take, whatever you want to do with the ball, you can do. It's just a different ball game. And you have some players like an Aaliyah Boston, an Alyssa Smith, a Kelsey Mitchell, like they got to have a rock.
It'd take, it's like when Steph came into the league, right? They have to get used to the style, right? When you throw the pass and I cut, I'm looking to get the ball back. I pass you, like, the problem is, too, it's not like training camp where in training camp we're figuring out, okay, this person like that. Like when we had John Wall, right? You know how like he does the pick and roll going one way and we float up? We realize that he's making that corner pass. When he sensed that guard, when he can see the defender come up, he's making that corner pass. And we realized that after, day 3, that's where he's throwing the ball. He's not coming here throwing it like that.
Yeah.
He's coming here firing it to that corner. So when he did pick and roll, me and Kirk Heinrichs, we had to tell each other, just stay in the corner, because that's where the pass is. So we had to learn his mannerisms. The W, they don't have enough. You're not giving them enough time to gel, to figure it out before the season.
Training camp's 2 weeks. Like when you look at the rookie class, the draft was on May, I don't know, whatever the date was. And then a week later, those players are going to training camp. So you got about 2 weeks of training camp. Then you're playing a preseason game, and then the season starts.
Yeah.
So there is no time to really gel together.
And that's how it's been.
Like I'm getting
Yeah,
But
for sure.
But I'm saying that's wild to me that you're coming off of like Caitlin or Camille, coming off of a college season, rolling right into the draft. Now you league now, go.
I can see why so many players are getting cut. The adjustment period from college to the W you don't even give me time to adjust. Like, where's my, I gotta lift and get ready for the physical part? Like, think about.
And that's a big part of it. Like, that's a big adjustment part is the speed, the quickness, the physicality. It's very different from college. But the other part, yes, we need more teams, which thank goodness we have at least 2 more coming. It also says that the talent that's already in the league is good. No, it's good.
It is, okay, like, let's just say they ended college, right? When they ended college and in 2 weeks, they got to try out for the NBA. Majority of those guys are not beating the 15th player.
No,
Right? So
I agree
what
with
ends
you.
up happening is because they're not physically strong enough. So those guys, they're spending 2-3 months, not even 2-3 months. The end of the season, March,
Yeah.
they don't have to be prepared physically,
For sure.
mentally, skill-wise into October 1st.
For sure.
Guess what?
Look how many months you get to train on your body to be ready to face training camp.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Guess what? That's not my motherfucking problem. You're now a professional.
I agree with
You're
that
not.
too.
And listen, when you in school, you know what you prepare for when you on your last year or that year you say you gonna go? You prepare yourself to go.
Yep.
So you in the weight room, you in there preparing to be a professional. You know what I'm thinking, Caitlin thinking? I'm holding my game back because I have an expectation to be this type of player once I get to the WNBA, which is to adapt to the style of play. I got to get my teammates involved. I got to do the things that I usually didn't do in college to show them that I can do it. When I'm telling Caitlin and tell everybody to move the fuck around, I'm here now. Y'all need to adjust to my style of play. Fuck all that trying to get you involved and get you involved. That didn't help y'all. Did y'all win? Did y'all win the championship? Hell no.
Did who win a championship?
Indiana. No.
Neither
You didn't
did
come
Iowa.
close.
But neither
Right?
did
So
Iowa.
Caitlin
Neither
is
did
there.
Iowa, though.
Caitlin is there like Wemby's there. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to change the culture around here. Y'all need to adapt to me. Y'all need to adapt. I don't need to be coming in here passing to y'all and trying to just try to be this team player.
But she was a passer, though.
She's a very great, and that's what they're
She's a
saying about it.
passer.
Like, look, she's so good at passing that she's gonna be able to get y'all open. But let me establish me as being
but
as
here's
a
the
dominant
difference.
threat
But here's
first.
the difference in that, because she's a very good passer. The physicality of the game on this level is very different than what Caitlin, Angel, Camilla, all of them saw in college, right? So a lot of the stuff with Caitlin handling the ball, when you were talking about Luka, right? And Dort putting all the pressure on him. There are players who are going to get up in her space from the time she touches the ball, and they're going to be very physical with her. And so that alone is going to take her out of her game. She even said herself after preseason game, the speed, the quickness, the physicality of the first preseason game they played is different, and it's something that I got to get used to.
You know what she was doing? She was being modest.
No, she wasn't.
You can
she's
see
doing?
it.
Cheryl, you were in the
Look,
building
I
for
watched the
that
last
game.
game.
You could see it.
I just watched the last game, and I seen the pressure they was trying to put on her, coast to coast, bucket and one. And she did it only a couple times because she wanted to show that I can do this. I could just run right.
and so I'm sorry,
faster
let me
than
respond.
you. I'm better than
But
you.
let me tell you how- let me tell
I'm
you why
delegating
that
my
was.
game because you guys want to see
But
that.
I'll also tell you why that was. That game you're talking about was against Atlanta.
Yes,
I
the
saw,
Dream.
I saw
Yes.
it. First of all, those players that she had in, they ain't make the team. So she's playing some of those players to see, I got to make cuts, so let me put you in. So those players that were in,
I'm showing you what I can do. I'll show you. I can take it coast to coast. Any one of y'all want to come up and push up on me, I'll go right by you. Like I was doing in school. I was going right by them. Her foot speed, her ability, her skill set outside of having a midi, which I always say she needs to get better at the midi. But the things that she knows as far as the game and the elements of creating space to get her shot off, 1. 2, to get right by you to get the fucking bucket. 2, make that the perfect pass and the extra pass. 3, like she's got it. She's got it. She just needs to do it. And she needs the team to know I'm out here to do this shit.
But
Y'all don't need to be hating.
Watch the game tonight.
But that's what I'm because I know who she has to play against. But that's what I'm saying. The W has to do a better job of acclimating the players, because most of the time has nothing to do with the skill. If they're coming into the draft and you're drafting this person 10, they probably do have skill. what they're going to get beat up in training camp, right? You can't do that in that. Like, even when I went through my first training camp, even though I trained for training camp, I still have to go against the body that, okay, he was a little stronger than I was. Now I got to sit in the weight room a little bit more. But my skill level, I'm 10 times better than him. He's just physically bigger than me.
Yeah.
Now, if you cut...
because he's been a pro.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. If you cut me before I adjust...
Right.
If you cut everybody, you cut Tatum before he adjusted. You cut these players before they got to adjust. If you cut them 2 weeks out of college, you won't even have an NBA. You won't have an NBA.
But the only way that changes is you then have to change the W season.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to have a longer training camp, so you're giving these players, these rookies longer to adjust and adapt, then you got to change the time of the season.
Yep.
And right now they can't change that because then you're going to be going up against NBA.
Yeah, it's the first month of NBA. Nobody watch that bullshit anyway.
I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
If I agree with, because the adjustment alone, they absolutely should have more time. But
it's like,
there's a lot of different.
You're cutting 22. Like, I'm sorry.
That's a lot. That's a lot of players.
I'm not cutting no 22-year-old, 21-year-old for a 38, 39-year-old. I'm sorry. That is watering down your league because they have the experience, but you're missing the new wave of a game coming in.
But
you're keeping.
Don't do that. Don't do that with the age.
What I'm saying is, but you're keeping.
Saying 38, 39. I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But LeBron's still playing.
Yes.
He's taking a roster spot.
What I'm saying is, but he's still.
LeBron is still playing, and he's still.
You have one.
Exception. That's an exception.
You have one.
But so even in the W, right? Because people even last year were like, DeWanna Bonner needs to retire. Let some of the younger players play. Because DeWanna Bonner, I don't know how old is she. DeWanna Bonner, Diana Taurasi, probably the two oldest in the league.
They're 42,
I don't know her age.
43.
And DeWanna Bonner destroyed.
36.
DeWanna Bonner destroyed players last year.
But what is the average? What is the like what I'm saying?
I don't know the average age. I'm going to say the average age is probably
30.
late 20s.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, when you're cutting your young talent, think about the young talent, the young mind. They're not jaded by old school, the style, the we need to do 26 passes before. They're not jaded to that, right? You're talking about players that's coming from 99, 2000, 2001, right? Think about the style of basketball back then. Like even LeBron. LeBron don't know how to do a Euro without traveling, for the most part. His game is still he's still basic.
But it works.
But now think about everybody else around him, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you're missing the Lucas. You're missing the Ja Morant types. You're missing all this new skill that's coming into the league because you're cutting them and keeping the older generation. Now these kids mentally are getting, like, you need to watch some of the older to put a younger game in. It has to happen.
Like the average age is 27.3 in 2023. So
like if you got rid of LeBron, like with the Lakers right now, they would all be like, oh, about time. Now we can play basketball the way
it ain't
we
even LeBron. It ain't even LeBron because he's still dominant. We're talking about, like, think about some of those guys at the end of the bench that are 36, 37, 38.
But it's the style of players what I'm talking about.
What am I still holding you around for? What do you do? Okay, you're a good vet. You're a good vet because the rest of my team is 22, 23, 21. That's why you're a good vet. I don't need my whole team 35 and up.
No, for sure.
And that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in the W. Your whole team's not that. You probably have, I would say, I don't know, maybe 4 teams that have older players, but it's only 1 or 2. And I think those vets are good for the younger players coming in.
Like 13 out of 36.
I know, I hate that number.
That's not a good look for the league
But
itself.
until there are more teams, that's going to happen.
My sister was playing Tulsa Sock. This was going into she was supposed to go into her 5th year, and she got cut for Marion Jones for the sake of the name. This was the track Marion Jones.
Yeah, Marion Jones, the track Marion Jones.
For the sake of just having her on, she never played, none of that stuff, right? But my sister was jaded from that experience because she felt like she definitely not only deserved a spot, but she could really play, she could contribute. But like you're saying, those other younger girls that are getting cut for players who are just for the namesake, they're older and people still want to come see these players play, but it's not contributing to the game, it's contributing to the ticket sales. Those are the decisions that the WNBA needs to make because like you're saying, those girls that are getting cut are going to the other side and they're like, damn, am I good enough? Am I good enough to play?
Get cut. They don't really come back.
Are you saying the WNBA should be the one to cut or get rid of
No,
someone?
it ain't W. It's team.
It's the team.
I know, it's
It's
a
a
team.
team.
But you said that's where the WNBA needs.
to evaluate. They need to evaluate what to do with the younger players based on keeping older players for ticket sales or notoriety, or the fact that they want to bring in these younger talent just because they want to better the team. Because the younger talent can contribute to the team's success, but they just might not have the names.
But it also don't mean just because they're younger that they're better.
No, 100%.
It's for me. It's I gotta I don't know. It's like you gotta watch it. If I know someone is more skillful, but they're just getting manhandled, I'm gonna keep that player because I know once you get strong, or just like this person, that you're gonna surpass.
You know what they need?
Just right now, like it's just like AAU basketball, right? The number one players in the country, they're gonna all be about 6'10", 6'9". They're just stronger than everybody else. It takes the guards, the skinny kids, probably till college when they really get on the weight room program, to catch up to the body size. And once they catch up to the body size, they are more superior because they had to be skillful early versus the guy who's just bruting through everybody.
Yep.
So it's something you have to watch and say, okay, skill, but it has to be. That's why I said it has to be. For a college kid, he literally gets if he don't make the tournament, I don't have to go against this pro.
Oh, for sure.
Until
for sure.
March, I don't have to go against you to October.
7 months.
I get to work on my body for 7 months, and I'm still not ready, but I'm not where I was when I first got out of college because that's college basketball. The W is not college basketball. So you're telling me I supposed to come from the swimming pool right to the ocean where you've been just sitting there swimming the whole time.
Right.
I'm shark beat.
It's different water too. It's different
water.
Salt water.
I don't disagree with you, but there are players.
You got MVPs in this.
There are people out there who say, "Oh, the W ain't any different than college, so yeah, she'll go and be right." It happens. There are players. I wish the W would even add a few more roster spots, right? Because no doubt there are players that get cut that are good enough and they should be playing in the league. Jaylen Sherrod, who played at Colorado, I thought she had the best shot at making the Liberty team, and she got cut. And my reason was, first of all, Jaylen could score the ball, but she's a defender. And when I look at the Liberty team, especially on the perimeter,
They need
Benijah Laney's the only perimeter defender they have. Like, you need somebody else that can come in and help your team. So when you talk about can the Liberty give the Aces a run for their money? I don't think with the team, they have the same team they had last year.
Let's say someone gets cut. Can another team pick them up?
Mm-hmm. They have to clear waivers and so that happens. But
how many players on the team?
12.
Oh, they're still at the 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's 3 extra on us. We got 15.
Yeah, so that's what they're still in the 90s or 80s when they only had 12.
When the league started, we actually had, I want to say we had like 14, 15 players and 2 on IR.
Yeah. They got rid of that, expanded more teams, which ended up being the same amount of number anyway.
Yeah.
So there are 4 games tonight.
It just sucks.
4 games tonight to kick off the WNBA season. So we're going to go around the couch, get one pick 'em from everybody that they like tonight. This will make the Gills Arena pick 'em for the night. So fade with us or rock with us.
Hey, I'm 3-0 right now.
So Cheryl, we're going to start with you. Alyssa Thomas, higher or lower, 4.5 first half rebounds. What are you taking?
Easy. Higher.
Easy money.
Yeah, 18. Let's go.
Yeah, I took that too.
That one's easy.
Total 8, right?
Yeah.
I took that too.
So Rashad, Kelsey Plum, 20 points, higher or lower?
Lower.
Who are
Not
they
getting
playing?
buckets?
I think they're playing.
I don't know who the
Phoenix?
Aces are playing.
Phoenix?
Yeah, Phoenix, yeah, Mercury.
And Aces playing Phoenix, and you said Kelsey put them lower than 20?
Ambitious.
See,
man.
that would be-
She having some man problems.
Kelsey ain't thinking about that man.
Man, yeah, he ain't thinking about that, man. Her DM,
He thinking about her,
that DM lit right now. That DM, you see them? You see that Skims mag?
right? I was gonna say you saw in that.
She's
Skims,
conflicted.
Kelsey-
She's
Kelsey-
conflicted.
No, she
conflicted out there.
You see that Skims
She's
mag?
conflicted out there.
Hey, that's everybody was like Skims. Like, who the hell these girls? Mm-hmm. The WNBA. Oh shit!
Kelsey.
Hey, how you? Hey, big head. Hey.
They ain't used to that much attention, man. She ain't
I'm
used to
coming to the
that.
game tonight.
She ain't used to that.
So
Clang, clang, clang.
Brittany Sykes, higher or lower 4.5 rebounds.
Higher.
Okay, see, waiting for you to believe.
I know.
And the
what-
Mystics playing who?
Let me pull
New York?
It up. Let me pull it up.
New York, yeah, they're home.
That's a good one.
Yeah, she
I like
getting
Brittany Sykes.
Yeah, Brittany Sykes. The one thing she do is she brings energy and she gonna rebound.
Yeah.
And Underdog has a special pick for Caitlin Clark. It dropped from, I think, 21.5 to 17.5, so I'm going to go higher, just out of respect.
When Lexi didn't play, so I'll go lower.
No, do not.
You know what?
We do not root against Lexi.
They always used to have like
Lord!
they be having Lexi like at 1.5 threes, 2 threes. I took the high every single time.
Till she go to Applebee's.
She never failed.
Till she go to Applebee's with me. It's lower on everything.
Lexi, you got to go to
You gonna be
Applebee's
mad?
with
You gonna be
Rashad.
mad as shit?
Lord!
Because there's one thing she gonna do is hit threes.
See, I know.
That thing.
She gonna shoot that
I
shit.
know.
I
That's
can
what
say
I said. No passing to Lexi in the
what to
corner.
do.
Lexi had the skims going too.
They had that. No, they
I
took
just looked
it.
at it.
They-
Respect for the show.
Wait. Respect for the show. You
Just
looked
out of
at
respect for the
yeah,
show.
Lexi,
It's to
they were
support
picking out the skill.
our castmate. You know,
Well, she got the advertisement with
She
the
does
skims.
little skims too.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, everybody-
missed
I didn't see it.
No, you didn't see
I thought you said she had a little booty.
I don't know how you missed it because you sat on the couch and thanked everybody except me.
No, I didn't. You didn't even watch it.
Surely did.
She truly did.
Somebody had to remind you.
Yeah,
And it came from somebody on this side of the couch.
I was pouring my heart out. I didn't expect,
really poured it out.
I was trying to get everybody in there. You know,
And you didn't.
I did. I just, you know, you're the most
It just
polarizing of us all.
took a while.
You mother
Guilty.
queen, mother
Yeah.
queen.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's move on to Mostly Fans.
Damn, man, I can't get off the hook. Y'all just on my ass, man. God damn.
So we got one question before we wrap this show up.
False.
No? Okay, that might be the answer actually. It's from Underdog user Kiwi23. Said, if you were the Spurs, would you think about trading up in the draft in order to pair Wemby and Alex Sarr as your new Duncan and Tim Robinson? So Sarr, 7'1" power forward from France. And the Spurs have the 4th pick and the 8th pick in this draft.
The Spurs got 4?
4th and 8th.
They're gonna trade them picks.
4 and 8? I mean, this is a horrible draft, so, I mean, that's what they say. I don't like when they say it's a horrible draft. You just ain't seen what's in it.
You got to find it.
You got to find who it is, because, you know, there's going to be 2 All-Stars in there, going to be a couple All-NBA players, and you got to find it. 2, 4, plus some...
4, 8.
I mean, 4 and 8 to try to get the number 1 pick, or
Zach Edey going one of them picks.
you crazy as hell.
One of them picks. 4 or 8. Watch.
He gonna go 44 or 88. I mean, I don't put nothing against it. Just, you know, hey man, it's just, you know, it's gonna take you a couple years to get your shit together before you can be usable. But you know, right now it's Brook Lopez, and right now that I don't need to pick you in the lottery with that game. 2, 4. I'm a talk. 2, 4. I give you 2 and 4.
4 and 8.
I mean, 4 and 8. I'll keep 4 and 8. plus some of these people don't want to pass the ball to my guy.
Have a conversation?
I don't know. Is Hawks that stupid?
For 4 and 8?
4 and 8 plus a couple players that you need on your side.
For one?
Zach Edey. Give me Zach Edey and Zach LaVine.
What?
I don't know how that's going to work out, but
I like Zach LaVine. Wait, what team is this?
Chicago.
They don't have number 1 pick?
No, we're just trading. You're trading for the picks. Trading for the picks. Whatever pick you pick, we trade this pick for Zach LaVine.
And then you want Edie too.
And we want Edie too.
Who?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
You said for Trae Young.
No.
Trae Young going to
no, SARS.
Alex Sarr.
Alex Sarr.
Oh, I thought you were
number
talking
one
about
pick.
Trae Young going to San Antonio.
No, they trade the 4 and 8 pick for their number 1 pick. I'll give you 4 and 8 and give you 2 of these players that don't get a ball to Wemby. They're useful for you. And then you give me the number 1 pick, and I got 2 7-foot.
So you want the number 1. You want the
French.
number 1. We think he gonna go number 1. So you think he
Alex Sarr, yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
You want him instead of Zach Edey. You don't even know what he play like.
Yeah, he plays like a little less Wemby
No, he
defense.
don't.
But
No,
he's
he
a
don't.
he's a 7-foot guard who can shoot the shit out of the ball, dribble.
You want
dunk.
another motherfucker like that on the same team.
Hell yeah.
We
We can turn this motherfucker to French connection. Shit, then we gonna go down, make a trade, was it Bali?
Bilal Coulibaly.
Yeah, get him. Now I got my French point guard in here. I got the 5'4" all Frenchman.
Proceed to
French fries everywhere.
Nigga, you smell like French fries.
He trying to sabotage my shit down there. That's my
that's what
whippy
it is.
man. Leave my wee. We French kissing, no French bitches. I
Yeah,
told you,
that's
leave
how
it alone.
French, yeah.
We got to spread it out. We don't need them all in one place. We got one in Minnesota, San Antonio, Atlanta.
But I don't know if Atlanta is gonna give it up. I mean,
They getting rid of trade. They gonna have to they rebuilding.
but that's what I'm saying. If I'm Spurs, I would take the 7-footer. That's the new wave. That's what's coming. 7 foot, 5 men, 4 men, 3 men. He can play every position too.
But my question to you is, who the hell else is in the draft? Who the hell else in the draft besides him and Edie? We got 2 guys' names. Is like, okay, you don't even.
We got the draft combine going on right now.
I can tell you right now, they don't have Edie going.
Okay,
35.
let's just say they don't have him 35.
So they got the kid. They got the kid from UConn and
Plingin,
Wade.
So who else is in the draft?
Got guards.
We'll
Ronnie's
see.
gonna be in the draft.
There's gonna be some good names.
You got some good names. You got some guards, but
No, I'm asking you, who? You're saying they're gonna be some good names. You don't know them now? You can't tell me a name now?
Rob Dillon.
I'm focused
You got
on
the guard.
Rob
You got the
Dillon.
Freshman from Kentucky.
Hey, whatever.
Came off the bench.
I'm not picking no 23-year-old.
Zubellis.
Who else is in the draft?
We are
Give me
gonna
some
find out,
names.
Rashad. We are locked in on NBA
we
playoffs.
just talking about a bunch of what?
Nobody watch JV basketball anyway, so that's why when they say this is a weak draft. First of all, how the fuck you know it's weak? You don't know what's gonna happen when they get to the league.
That's fair.
Have you told me this is about to be a strong draft? Where are those players at? Just like when you talk about the McDonald's is the best McDonald's, have 90% of them didn't even make it to the NBA. So you're scouting on what people went through in zones and all. That has nothing to do with the next level. Next level is about your personal one-on-one skill. Are you usable as a player?
That's what the NBA has become. That's why that shit is trash.
It's always been that way.
We will find out
It ain't become that way.
in a
It's
few
always
weeks.
Come that way.
But sure, we appreciate you as always for pulling up. Now you got a flight to catch. These gentlemen trying to keep you here, trying to make you miss your flights. You come back another day.
Rashad,
But
make me miss.
make sure you stick around for a new episode of Sheed and Tyler after our show. This is Gil's Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa! We will see y'all tomorrow.